Welcome back to another live stream. Hi, how is everyone doing? Yeah, tonight we have quite an interesting topic to talk about. There was an announcement on the OM Systems official website. It's a New Year's greeting from the CEO of the company, and we have some information to digest. We want to talk about that in this live stream. But first, just want to make sure that everything is okay. You can hear this audio fine. There's no problem with this microphone. No echo, no distortion. It's not too loud. Or is the video fine? Is it stuttering? Or can you even see me or hear me at all? Let me know while I sip my coffee. Coffee is live. I see some chats pouring already. I keep them coming, but let me know if you can see the video feed and the audio feed. I just want to show off this Vutrox mug. So you can see that coffee mug Vutrox sent me. I see some comments already. Thank you so much for the feedback. As usual, we will start the stream by saying hi to people. That's how we do things, right? If I don't get to your chat, don't panic. I will go through to every single chat, but I will prioritize my responses to members first. If you're a member, your name is highlighted in green, and there is a star badge next to your name. All right, so I'll go to members first, then I'll reply to everyone else. Then the guitar man, sorry if I got your name wrong. Then the guitar man says, "Hey Robin, first live stream, I've been able to make it live. Very excited. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the OM announcements on today's stream. Let's do this." Dan from Southern California. Welcome to the stream. I can't believe it's the first time. I hope you stay around. And it's going to be an exciting discussion. And yes, let's do this. Azrul says, let's do this. Though I'm on the no spend year. Oh, so 2026, it is to guess again. Wow, okay. That's a very good resolution or very nice restriction that you're imposing on yourself. Hopefully you can see it through. Very interesting. Yes, let's do this, Azrul. Chris says, hello, Robin and everyone. Sorry, I can't watch live as I'm out taking pictures. No worries. I think this live stream is not the most important thing in the world. If you have other things to do in life, work, or going out to take photos, or spending time with friends and family, I think those things are more important. And I wish you to have a fruitful photo walk session or photo outing. So Chris says, great light today after the rain. We'll watch later. Hope they revamp the 1.8 lenses with weather sealing. I hope so too. Dan says, audio and video is good. Thank you so much. Gregory says, audio and video okay. Thank you, Gregory. Nice to see you here. Gregory says, hello, everyone, Robin and everyone. Hello to you too. Nice to see you here. All right, let's get to the non-members chat. Let's see. Zoltan says, good evening, Robin, and hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here and can't wait to. Let's do this. Very nice to see you again, Zoltan. Thanks for dropping by. Kelvin says, hi, Robin from Sebago Lake, Maine. Hey, Kelvin, how are you? Mumarang Laut says, hey, everyone. Hope your day, evening has been going great. I hope the same to you, too. Mumarang Laut, nice to see you again. Fernando says, good afternoon from Barcelona. Hey, Fernando, how are you? You guys are talking to each other. Kumar says, hi Robin from Kerala, India. Hi Kumar, nice to see you here. Christopher says, hi Robin, this looks like an interesting topic. Of course, even if you knew what was coming, I'm pretty sure you couldn't divulge any key information, so I guess it's all about what people hope for. Well, here's the thing. I have no information whatsoever. I am not connected to OM Digital Solutions. I no longer have any ties to them, and they have already ignored me, like even before I left the ambassador program. So for that 1 year, I don't receive any information, and I thought, what's the point of being ambassador? That's one of the reasons why I left. Lack of support, lack of communication. So now that I'm no longer the ambassador, I've left them for years now. Obviously, they don't care. They never cared about me when I was an ambassador. There's no reason for them to care about me now that I'm not the ambassador anymore, right? So I don't receive any information. I don't know anything. So I'm like everyone else. We receive information from rumor sites now. And yeah, let's look at what the rumors are telling us, which some of them are pretty interesting. Let's see, where were we? Outsider says, "Hey Robin from New England. Hello, nice to see you here." Anastas says, "Hey Robin, nice to see you, my friend. Thank you so much, Anastas, for being here. Nice to see you too." Robert says, "Hi Robin, hey Robert, how are you?" Kumar says, "When can we expect a new version of Pen F?" Well, based on the announcement, which we will get into in detail later, there's no mention of Pen F. In fact, it mentions only one camera coming this year, and based on the teaser that we have, looks like it's not going to be a Pen F, unfortunately. Lokman says, "Hi Robin from Singapore. Hey Lokman, how are you? Nice to see you here." Viper Gamuka, hey, good evening Robin. Hope you had a good day. I feel good, not a bad day. It was a very, very nice day. Nice to see you again, Viper Gamuka. Morello says, "The real question is, when will we get a new version of the Pen Mini?" Yeah, I'm hoping for the smaller Micro Four Thirds cameras from both Panasonic and OM system, right? Like the Pen Mini, EPM3 maybe, or even the Pen Lite, EPL series is equally amazing as well. I don't mind being slightly larger, but they fit in a bit more features and a bit more dials and buttons, right? They'll be great. So yeah, Pen Mini, Pen Lite, they'll be great. Terry says, "Hi Robin from sunny Cole, UK. Hey Terry, how are you? Nice to see you again." Memorando says, "Yes, all good. Thank you so much for the update." Jari Hokari says, "Audio and video okay. Thank you so much, Jari." Lokman says, "Sound and video is good. Thank you, Lokman." Christopher says, "Good feed, audio and video. Thank you so much." Hopefully it stays that way because there's a history of the video freezing up like maybe once or twice throughout the stream. So hopefully it stays that way. Jim says, "All good. Thank you so much, Jim." Dave says, "Hi Robin, your microphone does this well." Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's the magic of dynamic microphone, which works wonders for indoor recording in a room where it's not treated, like you have echo or some reflections, and like I have noise coming in from the window because this place is not exactly very quiet. So having a dynamic microphone is better than condenser microphone. Dynamic microphone will take in less of the environmental noise. Jared says, "Hi from Finland." Hey Jari, -8 degrees today and snowing outside, plus 19 degrees in my room. Okay, my room is 27 degrees, so I'm 8 degrees hotter than you. But -8 degrees, that is really, really cold. Robert says, "Hi Robin, I'm Rob from England here. Hey, how are you? I just hope OM Digital Solutions don't follow Panasonic and bring out a low specs equivalent of the G97. It's gonna be an upgrade to the small Micro Four Thirds camera bodies such as the OM5. But based on the teaser, it's something a lot more substantial, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yes, I don't think they're gonna follow what Panasonic is doing, so rest assured. Yeah. I'm going to read a few more comments and then we'll start talking about updates and then we'll dive into the topic, right? Sebastian says, "Hi Robin, what do you think of all these Chinese lenses coming out? The TT Artisan is really calling me." I don't have a lot of these lenses for Micro Four Thirds. The only ones I have is, let me see, I have 7 Artisans. Let me see, Robin Wong, 7 Artisans. Oh, I have the body cap lens. I've reviewed the 18 f6.3 body cap lens. I've reviewed the macro lens 60 f2.8. Pretty much that's it. And they don't have autofocus lenses yet for Micro Four Thirds. So TT Artisans, 7 Artisans, they have autofocus lenses for APS-C mirrorless like Sony, Nikon, Fuji. They also have full frame lenses, which I also use for Nikon Z system, also my Sony NEX6. And I gotta say, the lenses that they make for these APS-C and full frame systems, they are pretty impressive. I'm amazed by the autofocus, I'm amazed by the image quality and the low price point. Those are budget lenses. They don't lie about what they are. They don't pretend to be premium lenses. But for the price that you're paying, you get a lot. And it's very hard to complain or find faults or think of negative things to say when the price is so low and you get such amazing performance out of these lenses. So that's all I can say about these lenses. I've made a lot of reviews in my videos. You can check out my TT Artisan 75 f2 for Nikon Z. I've also reviewed the TT Artisan 56 f1.8 for APS-C for the Sony NEX. I have 7 Artisans lenses as well. I also have Vutrox lenses. I reviewed plenty of Vutrox lenses. You can check out my reviews and what I have to say about these lenses. All right. Green Paul says, "Hey everyone and hello Robin." Hey Green Paul, how are you? Santix says, hey Robin, hey Santix, very nice to see you again. Michael says, a few ambassadors have been interestingly talking about the Pan F, so I'm hoping they will do a Pan F Mark II and Weatherseal f1.8 lenses. The Weatherseal f1.8 is going to be more possible now based on the New Year greeting released on the official website, but the Pan F Mark II is still a little bit elusive and I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll dive into that soon. Let me say hi to a few more people, right? Mega Alvaro says, hi from Spain. Hello, how are you? Sebastian says, sad to hear how you were treated by the ambassador program. You are the biggest Micro Four Thirds influencer in social media. I guess, I don't know why this happened. When OM Digital Solutions started, meaning that when JIP, Japan Industrial Partners, carved out the imaging industry or imaging part of the business from Olympus, because Olympus has medical, life sciences equipment and all the other things, right? So when imaging business was carved out from Olympus and being sold to JIP, that's when they formed OMG Solutions, something must have happened somewhere and I got lost from there. Because before that, I was very well treated. Like during Olympus time, everything was fine. Olympus Malaysia at that time when they were around, I worked for them. And even when I left Olympus Malaysia, they invited me back to become the visionary, the ambassador. Like, I must have done something really well to deserve this, right? And I know I did quite a good job. I know this will sound a little bit egoistic in my part, but during my time serving for Olympus or working for Olympus as an employee, I was a product specialist. I knew I did a splendid job. And when I left, they still engaged me to do some of the marketing activities. And not even a year after I left, they invited me to join as an ambassador. And I did. And during my time as ambassador, I think we had a good relationship. Everything went well. I did my part. I tried my best to promote the brand. I take a lot of photographs with Olympus equipment. Everything went really well. I enjoyed my time as ambassador. I enjoyed my relationship with Olympus Malaysia. I even had a chance to meet some ambassadors or visionaries from Singapore, Thailand, Australia, some of which have remained my friends until today. It's just that when Olympus got carved out, when Olympus Malaysia shut down and it was transferred to a new entity, which is the OM Digital Solutions under JIP, that's when something changed. And maybe, well, I was never the priority, right? I guess in the eyes, I was someone not important. If not, I would have been looped in into all the communications, right? Whenever there's a new product, they would have informed me before it was released. But no, I found out about the release during the press release. When it was launched, I read like DP Review, I read like Petapixel website, I read all these other large media photography sites to find out about the announcement. I found out about the product launches on the same day as everyone else. I wasn't prompted beforehand, and it was frustrating because in a way that I want to be the ambassador, I want to do a good job as ambassador. People ask me questions, right? Hey Robin, what do you think of this OM1, for example? What do you think of this 8 to 25 f4? I was like, huh? What now? Then I look at it and say, oh, 8 to 25 was launched today? Okay. So that caught me off guard, and I don't like the feeling of being kept in the dark. And like, if you want this relationship to work, there must be some communication, right? So I was just completely cut off. Anyway, this is old story. I'm not gonna repeat the whole whole drama. So time to move on. And I have moved on. I'm in a happy place now. Things work out. My photography business is doing well. Obviously, this YouTube channel is doing well. We have like 120 people of you watching. You guys are here, and I have you guys to thank for your support, for me being here. Without you guys, I'm not here, right? So yeah. So thank you so much for believing in me, for staying with me. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for more than 5 years now on this YouTube space. And on my blog, I've been talking about Olympus products for more than 10 years. I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I've talked about in my previous stream that I still believe in Micro Four Thirds. I'm still using Micro Four Thirds in 2025. That's not going to change, right? So yeah. Somebody says, I went to the Bang Nagara last week. Interesting for the exhibition. Oh, you did? Right. Did you see any of the artists like Grace or Supian or Azul, or who else was there? Azman Karib. Yeah, I hope you say hi to some of these people. Hey. Jerome says, hi Robin, Kuching Lang. Hello, nice to see you here. I find it interesting that we first heard the teaser on OM System Malaysia Facebook rather than other official channels. Yeah, I think there must have been a blunder made by someone. And that also means that this announcement will happen very, very, very soon. Like, could have been the next few days or the next few weeks. It should be very soon. And based on the traditional timing of the camera releases from Olympus, it's usually January, February. The big ones, January, February, or September, October. And the September, October was the old timing. That was because it was time to be launched in time for Photokina, or August, September, and then Photokina is usually in September, October, around that time, right? But Photokina is no more. We don't have Photokina anymore, which is the largest photography trade show in the world. So now they can adjust the timing anytime they want. They don't have to follow the old timing anymore. But usually it's like January, February. So I'm not surprised the coming few days or coming week, we will have something coming from OM System. And based on, they still keep to the traditional timing, it's always going to be around 2 o'clock Malaysian time, like in the afternoon. They announce them 2 to 3 o'clock. It's always the same time, which is very interesting because I worked for Olympus before, so I know this. Yeah. Memoralo says it looks like OM2. I hope it is. I hope it is. Yeah. Sunday says, you did. You met Azul, Grace, and Supian. I hope you had a good chat with them. I'm sure when you ask them questions or when they talk to you about your work, they are so passionate. Like, you can see the passion in their eyes and in the way they talk about their work. Like, they will just tell you everything about their project. It's just amazing. And I hope you learned something about that as well. Yeah, I hope you did, right? Yeah, that's amazing. All right, I'm going to pause the chat here. I know there's a few more chat. I'll get back to you guys. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But I do want to start the stream rolling and start about updates in my life. All right, so updates. Last Monday, which is interesting, I launched a video about the review of this lens, which I bought with my own money. This is the Nikon 28 f2.8 for Z. It's a small prime lens. Let me just take out the lens from the camera to show you a bit better. Let me put the camera down so I don't drop it. So it's this lens. It's a very small prime lens, and it's a wide angle 28 f2.8 and designed for street photography. It's very compact, very light. It's made of plastic, even has a plastic mount at the back. Not weather sealed, but it's a budget lens, so I don't expect a lot coming out from this. Let me just put this message away. All right. So I reviewed this lens. So the interesting thing about this review is that the whole video was shot on a Nikon Z52. And that camera was loaned from Futuromic Malaysia. Futuromic is the official distributor of Nikon Malaysia. And I'm involved with a project working with Futuromic. So here is the project, all right? So the project is for me to talk about the 28F2, no, sorry, it's to talk about the Z52. They asked me, hey, Robin, can you do something with the Z52? I said, yes. So what do you want me to do? They said, we want you to share your experience making YouTube video using the Z52. So I shot the entire video on Monday on the Z52. But the topic of the video is not Z52 because I need to use the camera to shoot the video, right? So it can't be that camera unless I have two Z52. So I need to use the Z52 to shoot something else, which is the review of the 28 f2.8 lens on the Z5. So the video is published. You can check it. It's on Monday. I have plenty of fresh photographs. But here's the thing. That process of shooting the whole video of the Z50 Mark II, that sharing will happen this coming Saturday in 2 days' time in person at Futuromic's office. So my session of sharing will be in the afternoon. So it's a full day event for the Z52. So my session is 2 o'clock. I have 1 hour sharing on the process of making the YouTube video from start to finish, from planning, from shooting, from editing until publishing on YouTube. And I share tips and tricks on using the Z52 to make the YouTube video, why it's a good camera for creating content. So basically that's my session in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. I think by now, if you guys in Malaysia watching this, if you want to make it, you can still try to contact Futuromic. I'll suggest that you call them directly. I think it's a bit too late for email to secure your slot. They haven't announced that the slot is full. Usually when they have events, if it's registration, it's done, and then the slots are filled, it's full, you can't go in anymore, they'll pull out an announcement that the registration is full. But I didn't say that, so there's a chance that you guys can still make it to this coming Saturday. If you guys want to make it, please check out. My session is 2 o'clock on Saturday at Futuromic, which is at Kota Damansara. You can find Futuromic in Google Maps. It's quite easy to get to. If you want to visit, please do call in advance. Make sure that there's a slot because slots are limited and this event is by registration only, right? So yeah, so that's why I've been busy for the past few weeks. I had to shoot with the 28 f/28 first to get my sample images, of course. And based on the several sessions of street shooting that I've done with this lens, having enough sample images, then I draft the video to have the script of the video, and then I shoot the A-rolls, B-rolls with the Z52, and then I edit and I publish on YouTube. The whole process I'll share on Saturday, right? So I talked about this Futuromic event already, which is my coming project with Nikon in Malaysia. Right, that's it for the updates for recently. I don't think I have anything else to share on updates. I'll still be quite busy until next week. Things will slow down a little bit. I have a few jobs, I have a few projects I'm involved with, I have a few lenses I have to review. I can't talk about these lenses yet because they're not launched. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. Now, let's dive into the topic, right? But first, coffee first. I think it's also a good time to remind everyone that I have a membership enabled. So if you are not aware, you can join as a member. And with just the price of a cup of coffee, you can enjoy several interesting perks. You get early access to all my videos. You get to see them 24 hours before everyone else. We also have members-only live streams once every month where you can come in and interact with me a little bit more intimately. And this month's live stream, members-only live stream, will be next week. All right. So if you join now, you just be in time for this month's members only live stream. And if you are a member, I will prioritize my replies to your comments in any of my videos, whether it's new or old. And if you come into live streams, even the public ones here, I will prioritize my response to your chats first before everyone else, right? That's the perks that you get. I've also taken down some older videos, some of the videos that are not doing very well on YouTube. And the reason why I took these videos down was because I don't want the views or the videos not doing well to affect the performance of my newer videos. I want YouTube to continue to push my new videos to a wider audience, to reach a bigger audience, right? So these videos include tips and tricks on composition, black and white photography, how to get sharp images, shooting macro, and a lot of POV street photography where you see what's happening around me and in front of me before I click my shutter button. So I actually show you how I take my photographs. I'm sharing everything. I don't hold back. But these videos don't do well, so I took them down. And if you want full access to these videos, you can join as a member. There are other ways to support me besides joining as a member. You can buy me a cup of coffee using this link up here, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal, or you can buy from my affiliate links. All these links are in the description below. My affiliate links are Amazon and B&H. I'll earn 2% commission from anything you buy from there. And yeah, do consider supporting me because making videos, they do cost, they do require some costs or resources, right? I use my own funds for these resources, and with your contribution and your support, I can do a lot more. Definitely inspires me to go out, shoot more, and share as much as I can with you guys. So yeah, it's a very healthy cycle to keep me going, and I do want to share more and create more content to share with you guys. For those who have contributed previously, whether it's PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, or if you have bought anything from my affiliate links, or if you send super chats, thank you so much for your contributions and support. I appreciate the help. I appreciate the show of faith. I appreciate that you believe in me, and it really helps me to continue to do a lot more for you guys. So I appreciate you so much. And even if you don't, just you being here watching this live stream, thank you so much. All right, let's get into the topic. So what do we know? On the OM Systems official website, there is an official greeting from the CEO, right? The CEO. And in one of the paragraphs, I'm gonna put it out on the screen here. It says, shortly we plan to add a new camera to our lineup and bright, compact single focal length lenses with splash and dust-proof performance. So right from that first sentence, we have two items. One, we can expect a new camera coming. It says shortly, and based on the teaser poster that we just saw, I think shortly means very, very, very soon. It could be within a few days, within a few weeks, or maybe even next week. I don't know, but I know it's going to happen really soon, within January or February. That's one camera. We don't know what camera yet, but there is a teaser poster which we will look at it soon. And we have bright, compact, single focal length lenses with splash and dust-proof performance. Now, I'm hoping this would be the updated compact prime lenses that we already have, the 12 f2, 17 f1.8, 25 f1.8, 45 f1.8, and 75 f1.8. These lenses are not weather sealed, but they are excellent lenses, and I hope that OM System will update all these compact prime lenses and make them weather sealed. I think that's very, very likely now, because a lot of the consumers or the users have given this feedback for a longest time that we do want the compact prime lenses to be weather sealed. You keep saying that you are an outdoor nature kind of brand, but why are your lenses not weather sealed? So I think this is definitely coming, all right? All created to meet the challenges of harsh outdoor environments to ensure that you enjoy not only landscape photography in the great outdoors, but also authentic photos of life every day. Additionally, we are continuing to work hard to bring to market the long-awaited mid-range telephoto zoom lens on our roadmap by end of the year. So that mid-range, the 50, 200, 50 to 50 kind of lens, it's not going to come out very soon. So they are actually managing expectations. That lens will come out end of the year, so it's much later in this year. So we have at least several products coming from OMG Solutions. We have quite a good idea what's coming. Maybe there'll be some surprises in between. I don't know if they're going to throw something out of the blue to surprise us, to wow us. That'll be great. But at least these are the things that we can expect coming from them. All right, so we have a new camera coming very shortly. We have compact prime lenses, bright prime lenses with single focal length, splash and dust-proof performance, right? And a medium telephoto lens by end of the year. And that's a lot. That's a lot. But before we continue, I want to say thank you to John. John has a super chat. Thank you so much, John. Hey, John, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. And John has sent a super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, coffee. Come on, man. Hey, I'm leaving to Kuching on 21st January, so you have 1 week plus to catch me. Let's have coffee soon, John. Please, please, please. We do have to catch up. So yeah, thank you so much for the support. Let's get back to the topic. So just now I talked about a new camera, right? And today, 43 Rumor site caught a poster posted accidentally by OM System Malaysia. And this is the poster, which is very interesting. OM System, revive the past, create the future. That's the tagline. And it has the OM1's SLR film camera there, which is with the label of the date, 1972. And the reflection is 2025. If you look carefully in the reflection, it is not the same camera as OM1. It is something else. Could it be OM5 Mark II? Could it be OM3? Could it be OM1 Mark III? Or could it be OM something else? I don't know. But it seems like it will be in the same form factor as the OM1. So it's safe to say that maybe it's OM3 or OM1 Mark III or even OM5 Mark II. Is one of these. And I'm pretty excited whichever one that they are doing. It seems like they are putting a lot of effort in making this look really good, really vintage, really retro. They take a page from the past, maintaining the legacy, recreating the vintage retro look of the amazing, beautiful OM1, taking inspiration from their own legacy to create new cameras, which is amazing. I think that's the trend now moving forward. The cameras have to look really good and perform really well, right? And hopefully this will be, I don't think it'll be OM1 Mark III. I don't know, maybe it's too soon. I'm expecting maybe another 1 or 2 years. Maybe this will be something else altogether. Maybe it's OM3. I don't know. Maybe it's OM5 Mark II, because the OM5 is due for an update. The OM5 is due for an update because of the micro USB, right? So I'm not surprised if this is OM5 Mark II with a lot of updates, hopefully a lot of updates, not minor updates. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that it's OM5 Mark II based on that reflection, the tiny clue that we have, or is it going to be OM1 Mark III or something entirely different altogether, like OM3. I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited, and I hope that OM system this time will be able to truly wow us with the new camera. And I'm pretty sure that the second part of the New Year greeting, let me go back to the announcement. It says bright, compact, single focal length lenses. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at least, I think, the 3 lenses first: 17 f1.8, 25 f1.8, and 45 f1.8. I think this trinity, 17, 25, and 45 f1.8, will get an update with weather sealing. I think. This is my prediction, right? I could be wrong. Again, like I said, I have no connection to OM system whatsoever. I have no information from them. I'm just predicting. And based on my experience having worked for them for several years and involved as a visionary, I have a lot of past experiences. So based on my educated guess, I think it'll be 17, 25, 45, f1.8, with weather sealing. Hopefully updated with new coatings to make the lens more resistant to flare. Maybe with some optical updates. Updates in the optical formula construction. Maybe it'll give us better results. I don't know. I'm still excited to see what's coming, and I hope this will be a great year for OM Digital Solutions. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have any more information to go on besides what we already know from the teaser poster, besides what we have read from the New Year's announcement or New Year's greeting on the official site. What do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts. This is a live stream. We're having live conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Share your thoughts with everyone, what you want to see coming, what you think will come. I think this will be an interesting, very, very interesting conversation. Let me drink some coffee and I'll get to the chat. All right. Again, let me remind everyone that have just joined. I will respond to members first. If you're a member, your name will have the green highlight and the star badge next to it. But I will go through every single chat. Just be patient with me, right? Just be patient. Now, then the guitar man says, only question I have today, unrelated to OM announcement, is if the jump from f1.7 to f1.4 is a huge difference in light or small difference. Is it worth spending the large cash versus just using extra ISO? It depends, because the f1.7 to f1.4 generally is not just the aperture being brighter. The f1.4 lenses will have better optical construction as well. Like for example, the 20 f1.4 from OM system is a pro lens, whereas the other f1.8 lenses, the 17, 25, 45 f1.8, these were not labeled as pro lens. The 20 f1.4 is a pro lens. Other than that, I think we don't have a lot of f1.4 lenses from Panasonic or OM system. If you talk about Panasonic, it's 25 f1.4. I don't think the 25 f1.4 is that much of an upgrade compared to whatever the 25 f1.7 or 25 f1.8 that's already available. But other than that, we don't have a lot of things to go on to compare and make conclusions whether the f1.4 is better than f1.7, f1.8. But I'm speaking about this in a general experience encompassing all other systems from Canon, Sony, Nikon, where their f1.4 lenses is not just brighter than f1.8 lenses. The f1.4, say full-frame Nikon lenses or Canon lenses, they also have superior optical construction. Images are sharper, the rendering is better, the bokeh is smoother, they control technical flaws slightly better than the f1.8 counterparts. The f1.8 is usually the budget, lowest tier prime lenses that's designed to be really cheap, really compact, and easy to use, right? It's more like entry-level lens, whereas you want to upgrade to f1.4, you don't only get the brighter aperture, but you also get much better image quality coming out from it. This is true for Olympus 20 f1.4. It's a pro lens, but we don't have a lot of examples to continue from here onward, right? So yeah. Squedat says, hello from Orlando, Florida. Hey Squedat, how are you? Nice to see you. Zimi says, nice. Hello Zimi, how are you? Let's see. Let's go to the members first. Zimi says, the names of the camera series are really confusing. I'm not a beginner at this. I don't think the name is confusing. One is at the top. Anything below one, as the numbers get bigger and bigger, it's lower and lower, right? So the name goes by series. If it's OM, so OM1 is the highest, OM5 will be the mid tier, then OM10, we don't have OM10 yet, but let's say if there's OM10, it's the lowest level. Same with the EM, like the Olympus EM1 is the highest, EM5 is the middle tier, EM10 is the lowest. I hope that makes sense for the naming convention that's used by OM system. Gregory says, I may have to get one. I will not lie. The OM1 label severely influenced me to buy one after using the OM1 film camera since 1978. I know, right? And that should be it. OM system, OM1. Done. You know, the previously, like when Olympus launched the OMD, like Olympus OMD EM1 is so confusing. Everyone is talking like OM1, which is not, OMD1, which is also wrong, or EM1, or M1, or like this just, or OMD1. It's just so wrong. It's like it's hard for you to. It's so mouthful, right? OMD EM1, or just say OMD. It's like it's just too confusing. I get what you mean. So OM1 should be the first. They should have used it from the start. OM1. That's it, right? Yeah. Tomato says, good evening, Robin, and all. Hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much, and good evening to you too, Tomato. The retro trend looks very tasty. Hopefully not giant like the ZF. No. I think Olympus cameras or OM system cameras, they are not as big as, well, the reason is the sensors are a lot smaller, right? So it's easier to make the cameras a lot smaller as well. Yeah, but the cameras cannot if they make this camera for professional use, also depends on where the classification of the camera sits, how it sits, right? If it sits higher level at the flagship level, it cannot be too small because you need beefier grip for better handling. And also you need to handle larger lenses. The pro lenses are not small. So the camera has to be a bit more substantial in terms of size and heft, but it cannot be too large like the full frame cameras. Then it defeats the purpose of having Micro Four Thirds. It has to be still slightly smaller than full frame cameras, but it cannot be too small. But I don't mind having that the lower level cameras, say the OM10 or the EPL line, if they have, to be made a lot smaller and lighter and more compact. Say the Pen Lite or Pen Mini, they will be amazing. Or Panasonic GM series, they'll be amazing, right? Gregory says, the new OM1 does not do for me what my old OM1 did. So many dials and buttons. It doesn't even produce a decent shot of espresso. You don't need the latest OM1 to shoot nice photos of espresso, right? You can just use your smartphone. Zimi says, maybe I need a chart, though I get the logic of it. Yeah, it's simple, right? Let's say one will be, a single digit will be the higher level. As the numbers get bigger and bigger, it gets lower and lower. Yeah. All right. Let's see. It's like ranking number 1, number 2, number 3, right? It's simple. Number 3 is lower than number 1 in terms of ranking, right? Yeah. Let's get to the non-members chat. Anastasia says, I'm going outside, need to do some work and pick my daughter from school. I'll try to watch on the phone while outside. Oh, be careful though if you're driving or if you're walking around. Don't let this live stream distract you. I don't want to be the cause of any accidents. But yeah, do whatever you need to do. Don't worry about this live stream. Daryl says, greetings from Arizona. Hey Daryl, how are you? It's a fully manual Micro Four Thirds SLR film camera, 92 exposures on the roll. I don't think they're going back to the film era. I think they're moving forwards with Micro Four Thirds system, and we do want Micro Four Thirds to progress, right? Sunday says, Red 35 seems to have teased new OM camera coming soon. Hopefully, Red 35 may have more information or better informed than I am. He's still an ambassador, and hopefully OM System UK stays in touch with him and feeds him more information than they ever did with the relationship with me back in the day, right? I hope they treat him better than me. Yeah. Also, same noob says, hi, may I know how you change your focus point using EM1 Mark II? What focus mode do you use? Just up, down, left, right button, right? Like, this is not an EM1 Mark II. Okay, give me a moment. Let me find my EM1 Mark II. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let me just sit on my chair. And I have my camera here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this screen. So this is my EM1 Mark II. Just show the camera. Okay, get it focused first. Okay, so how do you change the focusing point? So you can change the focusing point. Not sure if you can see this properly. So you see this up, down, left, right button? The D-pad, up, down, left, right button. All you have to do is just press any of them. Let's say I don't have this. Let's say now I'm pressing up, right? It'll bring it to, okay, let me just get in focus. See? Then you can move the point, or you can use the touch screen to move wherever you want using the touch screen, right? So again, let me show you the up, down, left, right button, right? So it's here. So now let's say I use down button. So it brings up all the focusing point, up, down, left, right. It's as easy as that. Like, there you go. I hope that solves your problem. Santic says 2025 is a year for OM system and Micro Four Thirds in general. It seems, hopefully, I hope so too. They need a win, right? And it seems like they didn't do enough in 2024, even in 2023. So I hope they do a lot more this year. We need them to have some products that will wow us, right? Terry says, I hope the fast prime lenses are Micro Four Thirds design lenses and not rebatch front lenses, if that's the case. Nah, I don't think so. They already have their own design for prime lenses. Why would they use other lenses? They can either reuse the same design and just update the weather sealing, I don't mind, just improve maybe some coating, or based on the design they already have, make some improvements over time. I'm sure they've learned something about the lens performance in real life, and they'll make some adjustments to just a little bit tweak, maybe move the elements a little bit differently, or add 1 or 2 elements to make it different, right? That's it. Yeah. Paul says, I'm late and glad to be here from Perth. You're not late. We're only like 40 minutes into the stream. Still pretty early, and nice to see you again, Paul. Let's see. SS Tan says, I would like to see a new OM10 and OM5 Mark II and maybe a new zoom lens to go along. Retro style cameras are getting quite popular recently. Yeah. Hopefully there's also the thing about all the companies trying to push the flagship level like $2,000-$3,000 camera out to the consumers, which is ridiculous, right? We don't want cameras that is like so high-end, so expensive, so bloated with so many features that we don't even use. Why don't we have like a stripped-down version, maybe $1,000 or $1,200? Stripped-down version, don't have all these fancy features, but the camera still works and all the basics are still there, right? That would be amazing. Yeah, Zimi says, do you think OM systems will ever jump into a video like Panasonic? I don't think so. But then again, G9 Mark II is not really a video-centric camera, right? If you want a video-centric, it'll be a GH7. So I think they do need to catch up in the video department, because when it comes to video, OM system is a bit lagging behind. And not only that, because if you want good video for Micro Four Thirds, you have to go to the flagship level. For example, OM1 or EM1 Mark III, right? Or if you go to Panasonic, if you want really good video, you need to go to like GH7 or G9 Mark II. If you go down, like G100, then you're missing image stabilization and the 4K is cropped. And if you go to Olympus, if you go down to EM10 Mark IV, then you're missing microphone jack, you don't have face detection autofocus. And even the Panasonic cameras, like both Panasonic and OM system, only the top tier cameras have face detection autofocus, whereas all the small lower level cameras is contrast detect, which is not very reliable for tracking moving subjects or like finding human face, which is very frustrating. I wish that they'd have some mid tier or low level cameras, like $1,000 cameras or sub $1,000 cameras that have 5-axis image stabilization, that have microphone input, audio monitoring for earphone jack, as well as face detection autofocus. That will be awesome and shoot amazing 4K video, right? We don't need all these fancy features like internal RAW recording or open gate or 4K 120. You can dumb down some of the specs. You may not even have to give like log profile or whatever, but there are essentials that you cannot skip, right? Like 5-axis image stabilization. What's wrong with that, Panasonic? Face detection autofocus. Don't just put this on your high-level camera. The low-level cameras need that as well, right? Audio jack. Come on, microphone in. That's the most basic thing, and OM system seems to miss this in every single one of the low-level cameras. Only the top-tier cameras have microphone in. I don't understand that. So I hope that not only they focus on the top-tier cameras, which they need to impress us, like I understand the need for like the really, really wow, impressive flagship-level cameras, but don't neglect the low-level cameras, because these cameras will be the one that reach out to a wider audience and bring in the money, the profit, right? Don't you want to make money, OM system? Like, seriously? Anyway, Gregory says, I also had the OM2 body for its off-the-film metering and especially its closed-loop flash control. The new OM1 is so capable that there is not the same space for a comparable setup. I understand. Yeah. Gregory says, I'm old school. I really want to just focus on photography. I can take crappy videos on my iPhone. Yeah, and also like, it's also a good time to create a photography-centric camera. Like, look at what Fuji and Ricoh are doing. Ricoh GR series camera, GR3, is doing so well. Nobody uses that to take video. Fuji X100, also another popular photography-centric camera. Nobody's going to use the Fuji X100 series to create content for YouTube or TikTok or whatever, right? It's purely street photography, casual, travel, everyday camera. Yeah. Gregory says, I agree that video people need to have a good option in the OM verse. Yeah, true. And it's not like they don't have all these things, right? Like, for example, like, all they need to do is just put 5/6 image stabilization, microphone in, and face detection autofocus. That's it, right? And they already have 4K. It will fly. You don't need to put like 4K 120, or slow-mo 240, like what the log profile, or all this like all the crazy specs, high bitrate video, whatever, 32 float bit. I mean, all these things are not necessary, right? Just give the basics, and people will be happy. Don't skip the basics. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's get back to the non-members chat. Gordon says, hi Robin, 2 hours before sunrise here. Your channel and discussion is a great way to start the day. Hey Gordon, nice to see you again. And wow, you are early. My goodness. Early birds get the worms, I guess. Terry says, no mention of a higher res sensor. Of course, they're not going to mention that. They're not going to give out any details. Who's going to give out details? It's just a teaser, right? I mean, if I'm the CEO, I'm not going to say, oh, our camera is going to have this and that and that. I'm like, no, that's not how things work here. You will find out when things are being launched, right? Just a channel, alright, says, hi Robin, I love your content. Thank you so much. Can you please check your email? I'm visiting Kuala Lumpur. I want to take a photo with you. My email is only for business inquiries only. I hope you understand. I have no time to reply to hundreds and hundreds of, even now I don't have time to reply to YouTube comments. You have to understand, I am a full-time photographer. During my daytime, I shoot photographs, I deal with clients, I have meetings with clients, I edit my photos, I have to deliver. During my spare time, whatever time that I have, I make YouTube videos which consume 2 to 3 days of my week. Between that and my job, and currently I have involvement with Nikon, and I have to review lenses for Vutrox, and I'm involved with so many things, and sponsored content from Nisi. Yes, Nisi wants to sponsor me again. They're very happy with the previous sponsor. I have no time for anything else. My birthday was on 26th of December. And you know when I'm celebrating with my friends? In 2 days. 8th of January. Is it 8th? Or is it 9th? Sorry, 11. It's 11th of January. So from 26th December, I have to postpone my birthday celebration 3 weeks. I'm telling my friends, sorry guys, I love you guys. I don't have time to even see you guys for my birthday. So please understand, I don't have time to even reply emails, and I also don't have time to meet people at the moment. Previously, many years ago, when I was still on my blog, I love meeting people. Almost every month, I'll meet a few visitors from Germany, from Japan, from the US, from the UK, from European countries. That's how I met Dimatis Solanto. That's how I met a lot of my amazing friends. I don't have such luxury anymore, at least for now. When things quiet down a little bit, yes, I will open up more slots to meet people, to have coffee, to have follow-ups with people. I don't even have time to talk to my mom. There was a time when my mom called, Mom, sorry, I'm shooting now. Let me call you back tomorrow. And my friends looking for me, hey, Robin, let's have coffee. I'm like, sorry, I'll see you, maybe I'll find you next week. I don't have time. So, like I said, these few months, starting from late November, December, and now January, and this will go on until early February. This past 3 months, it has been, I won't say nightmare, but this is back to back engagements and projects. I'm just so busy. I just don't have time for anything else. So please understand, I'm very, very sorry. I don't have time to meet people. I don't have time to reply some of my latest YouTube comments. I will only reply to members, of course, because you guys are huge supporters of me. But I'll try my best. To get to everyone, but I don't have time, right? So for emails, business inquiries only. I hope you understand. All right. Sunday says, OM System posted something teasing a retro style camera coming. Yeah, that's the one, right? This poster that I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Memorial says, Robin, went to Japan and picked up a pre-loved EM10. Wow, EM10 Mark II. Nice. Is it a silver one or is it a black one? Arshikin says, hey Robin, I hope you're well. I'm doing great. Should we be excited for Olympus in 2025? My EM5 Mark III is in my bag for a year. Shame on me. Bring it out to take some photos. Hey, like the camera deserves some love. Maybe there will be your resolution for 2025, right? Go out to shoot more photographs. Zimi says, friends and family first. Yes, I agree. I agree. I don't even have enough time for them. I feel so bad, having to postpone my own birthday celebration until this coming Saturday. Just a channel, alright, says, "Hi Robin, I love your channels. Can you check?" Oh yeah, I already replied to this earlier. No worries. Genrev says, "I think they will come out with a completely new model, or at least I hope so." Alright. It's hard to say, right? At this moment, it could have been like just rehash EM5 Mark III or OM5 Mark, like from OM5 they make the OM5 Mark II and just update with the USB-C, right? That would be a really, really disappointing thing to see, right? I hope it doesn't come to that. Clement says, "Hi Robin, good morning from PY?" What is PY? Hope this year will have some news about 60 to 250. What kind of that? 60 to 225, what is that? Amir, hey, double prosperity. Cannot, Amir, getting fat. Cannot, have to control. Amir is a friend and we do a lot of street photography together. Nice to see you, Amir. Lenny the Land says, "Hi Robin, happy 2025. Let's do this. Happy New Year to you too. And yes, let's do this." Green Paul says, "Robin, do you know where I can get the lens hood for 25 f1.7? I don't use lens hoods. Let me see if I can find the video. Alright. You don't have to agree with me, but I just want to put this out here. Wow, I did this video 5 years ago. Man, time flies. So, no need lens hood. Check out this video if you have time. Green Paw. There you go. Alright. Let's see. Bought it yesterday from MPB and now I'm regretting getting one without lens hood. No, you don't need lens hood. Lens hood is overrated. Robert says, "Good morning, Robin and friends from Chile, Fairfax, Virginia." Hey, Robert, how are you? Good morning to you too. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Black Cube Music says, "Hi, the rumor is that OM will announce several primes. I think it'll be a 75 f1.2 Pro added to the Pro line. What are your thoughts?" I don't think so. I think it will just be an updated version of the current prime lenses, which is not a bad thing. Say 17, 25, and 45 f1.8, but with weather sealing. That will be amazing. Yeah. Dave says, "We need something like an OM10 with a flip-out screen and face detection autofocus. Maybe also microphone. It could be useful." The microphone is a must. Like, why? I don't think it's expensive, right? You look for a dynamic lavalier microphone. It's a very rare thing. All right. Dynamic lavalier. Interesting. I don't use dynamic lavalier though. The lavalier that I use outside is condenser, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Quiz and Pop says, "It's the last chance camera for OM system." If it's a low-level camera, I don't think that it will be the last chance. I think the next flagship camera will be the last chance, right? If they screw up in the flagship again, like if they keep making the same mistakes and they don't wow us and still lagging behind competition, yeah, that will be the last chance. Yeah. Nomura will say, "Yes, Photokina died." Let me find the article. Photokina ended, I think, a few years ago. Yeah. Yeah, it's on Petapixel in 2020. This is the article. Photokina shuttered. Photokina shuttered. Let me just pull the article here from Petapixel for you. Memorang Laut, you can check out this article from 2020. It's been 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, 5 years ago. Unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Kind of sad, right? I wish Photokina is still around. It's like, I wouldn't say it's my dream, but I do want to like visit it one day, right? To see what all the fuss is all. It's like the largest imaging trade show, camera trade show ever, right? That would be so nice to just go there and immerse yourself with the whole thing. Terry says, "I was advised by the dealer in October that OM was launching a new camera in January or February." Yeah. See? January, February is always the timing. Yeah. Yumi says, "Robin, hope you had a good day. Thank you so much, Yumi. I wish the same to you. Let's take more photos." Yes, let's take more photos. Memorial says, "Also with the new OM camera announcement, overpower the new Nintendo Switch console." I don't think there's so much overlap. This is like two separate universes, right? And I think people who are when everyone is so crazy about something that's very hyped or something that's trending, there's always a room for something else at the side. You get what I mean? Something that will pique the interest as well. Yeah. Sunday says, had a very long chat with Supia. Nice. Hope you learned something as well. It's very interesting. I wish it would be a bigger photo exhibition. Well, I guess currently, this would be the largest photo exhibition you ever see in Malaysia, though, because it's Bank Negara. Like, I don't think anyone else would have bigger budget than Bank Negara. If you think this is not big enough, wow, I don't know how big is big for you. Some things. Yeah, it's the Nikon's Plastic Fantastic, the 28 f2.8 and 40 f2.8. Anthony says, apparently there is rumors of vintage style OM3. Hope when this camera is introduced that it will have a high resolution image sensor. Otherwise, I feel it will be a flop. If it's not the flagship, I think it's fine. Like, I would want the higher resolution sensor to be in OM1 Mark III, or something that is like, if OM3 is maybe sitting very close to flagship, then maybe it makes sense for it to have a new higher resolution sensor. But if it's like, say, OM5 Mark II or OM10, I don't mind it using the older sensor, that's fine. But having updated features like better autofocus algorithm, you know, all the newer features, computational features, that would be great. Yeah. Moral says, I will go, but doing something with the family. All right. Yanni says, after a 1 series camera, we got a mini version of the S5 series. 5.3 was a mini 1.2, OM5 was a mini 1.3. Okay, let me rephrase this. After the EM1 cameras, we have the mini version of the EM5 cameras. EM5 Mark III was a mini EM1 Mark II. OM5 was a mini EM1 Mark III. So now a mini OM1 will come out as an OM3 as mentioned in 4.3 rumors. Okay. Now here's the thing, right? When you put 5.3, 1.2, 1.4, 1.5, 1.7, 1.9, 2.5, 2.7, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And as much as I understand that the original EM1, EM5, OM5, OM1 is confusing and the names are very mouthful and it's hard to type, I understand. But it's also important to state it clearly, because I've gotten a lot of times when people type, "Hi Robin, I just bought the Mark II." What Mark II? Canon 5D Mark II? Sony A1 Mark II? Sony A7R Mark II? What Mark II? You know, even if you're in Olympus, EM5 Mark II? EM1 Mark II? EM10 Mark II? What? You know, it's like, and someone will say, oh, it's just, it bothers me a lot to see like, oh, I bought the 1.1. What the hell is 1.1? Oh, I have the 1.2. What the hell is that? Like, seriously. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not like throwing shade, or I'm not angry or anything. It just bothers me. You know, it's like, like, come on, if it's EM1, say EM1, right? If it's OM5, OM5, right? If it's like, why is it so hard? Anyways, yes, I had that for lunch, late lunch. I haven't had dinner yet. So there's any upcoming photo exhibition late January or February. There should be something, but I don't think they're announced yet. I know something is coming, but I don't think they're announced yet. And I cannot say anything unless they're announced, because things, as usual in Malaysia, I think some things you are well aware, things get postponed and postponed and postponed and postponed. And a lot of these things, like the Bank Negara exhibition, the Bank Negara thing should have been, I think, should have been open last August, and then it was postponed to October, and then now January. So there you go. Memorial says 17 f2.8 would be nice. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's a pancake lens, right? They'll be amazing. Yeah. Let's see. Zimi says, really appreciate your input. No worries, Zimi. Glad I can help. Mike says, hey Robin, wouldn't it be funny if the new camera is TG8? Nah. Because they already gave us the teaser, right? Here's the teaser mic. So that does not look at the TG8 to me. So I don't, that teaser looks quite legit, and it's posted by OM System Malaysia. So I don't think that's going to happen. They're not going to do that to us. John says, we still haven't met for coffee since the first time we said we're going to meet. Can't remember our last meetup. Keep on a good work, Robin. Keeping busy in progress. Yeah, I think the last time I saw you was at Geospace with Eric, right? We just bought your DJI Mic Mini, Remember that was you were vlogging that time, and I said I have to run because my friend Azul was going to give a presentation. I'm very so sorry, John, because the reason I was there, the only reason I was there was to support Azul, and I just want to get off the place. I don't want to hang around for too long, right? So yeah, we should definitely catch up very soon. Yeah, yes, like come on, be specific, right? You understand me, Gregory? DW says, if only one body in 2025, best bet is Pen F Mark II. But that does not look like a Pen F Mark II, DW. I don't think that looks like a Pen F Mark II. I think it looks more like a OM. It teases OM, right? In 1972. So it will be a similar shape as an OM SLR, film SLR camera. Yeah, at least that's what I think. Yeah. Burana says, good evening to you too, Burana. How are you? Nice to see you here. Might be OM10, maybe, because OM10 also retains the shape of the OM1 SLR design. Soon says, I think the quickest way of getting tangible info is to kidnap Jimmy and tickle him till he spilled the beans. No, Jimmy is such a good guy. Don't do that to him, please. Oh, come on. Gordon says, like Yanis, I'm guessing an OM3, more retro focus, and with sensor from OM1, slim specs to OM1 original. We'll see. I hope we have something new though. Like, I'm sure there's room for new, creative, computational kind of photography, right? Like, why don't we get, for example, stack images, composite images for noise reduction. You can take like 10 photographs quickly, much like the high-res shot, and merge to have a reduced noise image for high ISO. They can do that and give us raw, right? Thank you, John, for joining again, rejoining the Photo Walk buddies. I took the Pocket 3 for a spin with the DJI Mic Mini in Japan. It's so good. It made some videos for some Ulanzi accessories. I know, right? Like, a lot of my main channel videos, they are shot with the DJI Pocket 3 recently. I know it doesn't look as polished or as professional or cinematic as you know, like my main camera, my Micro Four Thirds camera, right? Olympus camera. But it's already so good. Like, I don't mind. For like simple, quick videos. The workflow using that is so easy. It's just so I'm just lazy. Let's put it that way. I'm just lazy, right? I agree with you. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Mike says, a real OM retro camera will be a shutter speed control ring at the base of the lens mount. Maybe you'll do that. Who knows, right? Eric says, that's the OM1. The self-timer on the front gives it away. Yeah. But the reflection is not OM1. Look carefully. The reflection is something else. It's not an exact reflection. You see, the reflection says 2025. The reflection is not the OM1 film camera. Did you see that? Anyway, going back to the other comments. I'll read a few more comments and I'll start sharing a set of photographs, all right? Just a few more comments. Morello says, I think it's an OM2, seeing that say it's going to be something in between. Yeah, but I think OM3 will be more likely. But between 2 and 3, which number is better? Odd number or even number? No, I don't think so. I think at this point, OM system is trying to get a camera that can sell as broadly as possible, that will appeal to a wider audience. A monochrome sensor camera will only appeal to a niche audience. There's only a very, very small group of people that will appreciate a true monochrome sensor. I will appreciate it, I know, and I know a lot of my friends will appreciate it, but if you put out, let's say 1,000 people, how many people will buy a camera with just a monochrome sensor? I think less than 10%. And the other 1,000 people will want a not full spectrum, that was the wrong word to use, but the full color image sensor, right? So yeah. At this point, they don't have the luxury to play around, to experiment with all these niche products. They need to be very, very careful with their product strategy. If they carve out a very, very narrow niche, that will be detrimental to their overall product strategy and sales as well in the long run, right? Which is not good, not healthy for the company. Memorial says, no, I don't think OM systems have enough cloud and money to do a specific sensor. Yeah. Well, to do a monochrome sensor, all you have to do is just, okay, maybe this is oversimplifying things. So all image sensors are black and white. You get what I mean? All the sensors are black and white. And how do we get colors? We filter them by layers, not layers. We filter them by the RGB Bayer sensor, the Bayer filter. So we filter them, each pixel, whether it's red, green, or blue. I think it's 50% green, the rest is red or blue. And then whether it's red, green, or blue, and then we combine the information. That's how we get color information. It's based on reinterpretation of color. The sensor does not capture color. the sensor itself captures black and white. So if you remove the RGB filter, the Bayer filter, right? If you remove the filter that sort of like not generate, but provides the interpolation for the color information, if you remove that filter, you get black and white. And if you remove the filter, when there's no filter, the light hits the sensor more directly and the sensor collects more data. That's why monochrome sensors, they have more tonality, they have more information, they are sharper, they have more micro contrast, the details, everything looks more organic, looks more natural, looks more pleasing, the gradation is smoother, everything looks nicer in black and white through monochrome sensor compared to Bayer filter, because the filter, after you filter the light into red, green and blue, there's loss of information. In fact, there's quite a significant loss of information. So not only you have higher resolution, technically higher resolution because you capture everything, but you get better overall image quality coming out from a true black and white sensor. Anyway, this is something that I don't think will happen. I wish it happens though. I welcome it to happen, but I think if it happens, it's a poor decision. It's a very bad marketing and product strategy. Yeah. Just a channel, alright, says, Gunrev, that would be great. Alright, you guys are talking to each other, no worries. Christopher says, I wonder, based on the image, it looks almost like they may do something like Pentax and use a film camera. Nah, not film camera. They won't do a film camera. Sebastian says, I hope for the same build quality for EM Mark III. The camera is built like a tank. It survived the German winters and Bolivian summers. Yeah, EM Mark III is quite something, right? But the OM1 and EM1X is actually the best built OM system Olympus cameras up to date. I think OM1 has the same build quality as the EM1 Mark III. So yeah, that will not happen based on this image, right? If it's only one camera, this does not look like the size of an EM1X. So yeah. Gordon says, new lenses, possibly 3 Sigma Micro Four Thirds. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Let's see. I'll read a few more comments. We have a few members checking in. You guys are talking to each other, no worries. Wolfie says, hi Robin, sorry for being late. No worries, I'm just glad that you're here. Got my hot soup, coffee, and paracetamol. Oh my goodness. Are you having a headache or migraine or something? I hope you are doing well, Wolfie. All right, Wolfie says, just had a look at the rumor. I think the Pan F is going to be born into something else. Maybe mix of Wi-Fi and Pan F. Yeah, kind of hard to tell, right? Looking at the image, the reflection of the image. Yeah. Hopefully, it will be something like that. As you mentioned, Gary says, actually not true. The OM2 also had its self-timer in the same location. However, there was a tiny OM2 label next to the film rewind release switch. Okay, I guess you know about the OM2 more than anyone else. You guys are talking to each other, no worries. The film OM10, they were different in that position. Out of the lens, I think OM distribution is going to come out with a fast prime wide angle. I think it's going to be a 14 f1.4 Pro. So it can go two-way, right? One is that continue to expand the f1.4 line. Say 20 from 20 f1.4, they have 14. They have maybe a 30, I don't know, or 35 f1.4 or 60 f1.4, I don't know, right? There will be an expansion from that line. Or they can just re-update the current line with weather sealing, which I think is a smart move. Imagine if 17 f1.8, 25 f1.8, and 45 f1.8. Imagine those lenses are weather sealed. They will sell. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. There's something about Asian countries not using the number 4. I don't know if you're aware of this. Like Olympus had E1. This is a DSLR. E1, E3, E5. There's no E4. Even Canon, you don't see any. There's Mark IV, of course, but you don't have Canon 4D or like there's this very seldom number 4. Yeah. The other says monochrome sensor needs to use color filter, not really handy. Yeah. Well, not true, unless you want to do some specific thing. Like, for example, just now, whoever that mentioned, sorry, I can't remember your name. You see, like, even DW is not agreeing to monochrome sensor. You get what I mean? So you see how non-popular monochrome sensor is, right? And Wolfie says, no, I've been sick for a week. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's a flu, a different bug going around in UK. Managing it better than expected. Yeah, please get well soon and get plenty of rest. Yeah, if you need to, get off the stream, lie down, or get some rest, go for it, right? Don't worry about you can always watch this later or not. It doesn't matter. Just get well soon. Your health is more important than anything else, right? Gary says, I think the Bayer filter is etched into the sensor, not something that can be removed. It was line up perfectly with the pixels. That would be difficult with a separate filter. What I'm saying is that the sensor design will need a Bayer filter on top of it to generate color information. If you don't have that Bayer filter, then there's basically no color. It's already a monochrome sensor. Then you may need maybe a different kind of filter just to make sure everything is done correctly, right? I don't know what filter they are using, but instead of barrier filter, there'll be something else. Yeah. Which says, I don't think it's going to be 12 f1.4 because it will compete with Panasonic. True, there's no point fighting with Panasonic, right? As you said, 12 f1.2 Pro will be too big, even though I would want to buy one. I don't think that's going to happen. All right, I'm going to put a pause to the chat here. I will get back to everyone, don't worry. But I do want to start sharing my photographs. It's already 9 minutes past 11, and I need to drink some water to stay hydrated. There is about 205 people watching. And let me drink some water, drink some coffee, and let's start sharing the images. All right. Get some coffee. Okay. Where were we? This set of images was from a job I did last Saturday. It was on 4th of January, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And it was the opening reception or the launch of a local art exhibition by an artist named Jonathan Avinesh Victor. You'll see his artwork later. This exhibition is happening now at Temu House in PJ. They are open only in the weekends, which is very weird, Saturday, Sunday. So they open this coming weekend of the 11, 12, and then they're also open at 18 and 19. It finishes at 19. So you have 4 days to catch it if you want to go. Temu House PJ, 11, 12 January, 18, 19 January. I was hired to shoot the opening reception. In the brief, there are a few things I have to cover. I have to cover all the art pieces. I have to shoot them, which I will not show because it's just going to bore you. I also have to cover the event itself, what's happening during the event, the talk and everything. I have to shoot the opening dance. So this particular reception, opening reception, is a collaboration between Jonathan, the artist, and a dancer. So the dancer has a modern, contemporary, interpretative dance. There's quite a tongue twister. It's a modern dance that is sort of like a very is weaved into the theme of the exhibition itself. So I have to shoot that dance, and I was told that the dance will be in very, very low. They'll turn off all the lights, and with just the projector. A projector to cast some shadows. So in my mind, it's going to be like super dark, and I may need to use like ISO 12800. So that's the reason why I've decided for this particular job to use the Nikon instead of my Micro Four Thirds, right? But turns out when the dance was happening, I look at the light. Of course, it turned off all the lights and use a spotlight. Actually, it's a spotlight, hot light. I was like, that's not really low light. I could have gotten away with my Micro Four Thirds setup. I was like, yeah, never mind. Since I'm already using Nikon, just see the whole shoot through. So, I mean, yeah, because in the client's mind, we're going to turn off all the lights, it's going to be super low light. It's going to be very challenging. Are you able to handle it? So in my mind, it's like, okay, maybe let's give the Nikon a chance. I know I can deliver with Micro Four Thirds, but since I have Nikon, let's give it a try. But seeing the actual performance itself, when I was shooting it, I was like, yeah, I could have gotten away with my Micro Four Thirds. But anyway, here's the first set of the photographs. It's quite a lot, but yeah, let's go through it. So that's the So while I'm sharing these photographs, I also want to share some tips and tricks on composition or how to get good shots as well. So in this particular shot, you can see that I'm shooting through the door from outside. So this gives a layer, an impression that you have some layers in the shot. So you have the foreground, the door in the foreground, right? And then the eyes are looking into the exhibition space. So outside is a bit darker and inside is a bit brighter. So it gives like a very, very nice leading into the exhibition space. Then, of course, when you have a wide-angle lens, you try to capture as wide as possible to get a sense of the location. It's very important to establish the location. So in this particular situation, I arrived one and a half hour before the launch started. So I was asked to come at 6 o'clock, I think, 6 or 6:15, because the reception starts at 6. So I think I was asked to come at 6, but I was already there at 5:15. So I was about 1.5 hours before the reception started. And the reason is because I wanted to be there as early as I can. So there's no one at the exhibition space, and I can roam around and do whatever I want. And it's easy to capture the space as clean as I can before everyone come in. And when it's too many people, it's just very messy. So yeah, that's Jonathan, Avinesh, Victor. Jonathan is the artist who who made all this art, which is very, very impressive. If you want to check out the art, if you're in Kuala Lumpur, please go to Temu House. It's open Saturday and Sunday. They are open this coming weekend as well, 11, 12 at Temu House, and also the weekend of 18 and 19. Go check him out. I'm sure he's going to be there. You can speak to him. He's very passionate. He'll talk about his artwork, what goes on in his mind while he's doing all this artwork. Oh, this photograph, portrait, like you gotta take a portrait of the artist, right, with some of his work in the background. So yeah, that's what I did here. And him giving some explanation to some people about his artwork. So it's more like a wider shot of Jonathan and the artwork in the background, just to show the sense of space, right? And people start coming in, and of course, an exhibition gallery will not be complete without the audience, without people actually looking at the photographs. It will be quite sad if it's just the artwork with no one visiting or no one viewing them, right? So you gotta have some shots of people looking at the artwork, like really immersive themselves. I have a lot of shots here. So yeah. And of course, more and more people coming in, more and more people checking out the artwork. Just want to show you what I've covered so far, the important shots. And interaction between the artists and the guests are very important. And during this interaction, it's also very important to capture some kind of expression, some kind of emotion. When they laugh, when they smile, when they do hand gestures, when there's something energetic, something dramatic, it's good to capture those moments, or else your photographs will be very dry. So when capturing interactions, capture the things that make the interaction interesting, or something that makes it look dramatic, right? So yeah. Of course, interaction between the guests amongst themselves, when there's a lot of laughter, a lot of smile, it makes for a very nice shot to fill in all this. The point is, try to get as many variety of shots as possible. If you're shooting people, try to capture some emotion, or else the photographs will look very flat and very uninteresting and very dull, right? Yeah, this is just another shot. Some of the shots are necessary. They may not be like the wow shot, or they may not be the shot that will go make people look at it. Oh, this is like the winner shot. No, but some shots are just necessary, and you have to take it. Like people registering, it's just a documentation of what's happening there. Just grab the shot. There's no way to make this artistic. There's no way to make this an award-winning shot, but just freaking take it because it's necessary. It's what happened. You're just there to document, and not every shot will be winner shot. Some shots are just necessary, right? That's very important. Yeah. And this shot, although it's a very simple shot, but it tells a lot of what's happening in the space. All right. So people looking at the art pieces, and then there's a seat in the middle. There's a lady sitting down with a glass of wine, a white wine. It also tells us a very important. It gives you a very important information that during this event, this opening reception, there was free flow of wine, white or red. Yeah. They also asked, "Hey Robin, would you like some wine?" I'm like, "No, I need to have my photos properly taken." I need to be completely sober during my work. So yeah. So try to include all these like small informations in your photographs that will tell a better story, right? Yeah, hand gestures, very important. Artists talking to his the guests, right? It's very important. And also have some sense of space, what's happening in the background as well. Then laughter, smiles, all these are very, very important. It adds a lot of dimension, a lot of dynamics to the photograph, or else it's very static, it's very still, and it's very dull, right? Yeah. To a point, it's boring. Always, this is something that I try to tell people. You need to move, right? You can't just stay in one spot and just capture everything from one spot. As a photographer, you have to move. You have to go from front to the back. You have to climb the stairs. You have to shoot from higher angle. You have to go, try to give a variety of shots. So, of course, there's a mezzanine floor. From there, you have a high angle view, a vantage point to shoot this particular shot. Try to give a variety of different compositions, different framing, different angle, they'll make your overall presentation a lot more dramatic, right? You have more variety of shots to give to your client. And these kind of shots, I like to use high angles, so I just move the camera above my head level using the tilt screen and shoot, using the tilt screen. So actually, even swivel screen is fine. So high angle shots to get over from above the head, looking down and see what's happening, right? So this, again, different angles will create more drama. Try not to shoot everything from just the eye level or the viewfinder's level. All your photographs will look very, very boring. A lot of photographers made this mistake. Everything just viewfinder. All the photographs are of the same eye level. They are so boring. Go low, go high, try different angles. Then your photographs will look a lot more dynamic. That's very, very, very important. Yeah. Again, laughter, and now you can see there's so many people already. There's laughter here. And this is like, there's no way to make this look good because I can't direct people. Hey, you don't stand here, don't move away from the camera and move to the left. I can't do that. You just capture what's there. My job is just to document, and it's just to show that the gallery is full of people coming for the opening reception. That's the purpose of this shot. Now, I will pause here because I think the next shot is the start of the opening already. The next, another about 15 shots will be the speech and then the dance and everything. But I do want to get back to the chat. But before that, let me drink some coffee. Right, that's the first set of photographs. I hope you guys enjoyed that so far. There's another set coming. Let me get to the coffee and I'll get back to the chat. All right. And again, as a reminder, if I don't get to your chat, don't panic. I will prioritize my response to members first. So members, your name will be highlighted in green and you have a star badge next to your name, right? So yeah, I'm a bit behind, but I'll do my best to catch up on the comments on the chat. Wolfie says, I can't. Your stream is the highlight of my week. Oh, especially after missing so many. Oh, thank you so much, Wolfie. That means a lot to me. That means a lot. Larry says, the long throw film advance lever always poke me in the eyes. I use the motor drive. Oh my goodness. All the things that happened during the film era, like I will never understand. Dimatis says, the black and white film days, we put on red, yellow, green filter to enhance the tone. I understand. The thing is that, like, what I was saying earlier was, because you're not fully embracing the monochrome sensor, right? So it begs the question, if someone comes up with a monochrome sensor, say on Visual Solutions, it reinforces my, I won't say assumption, but my prediction that very few people will be interested to buy the camera. It will not be a wide reach, and which is a problem because I think at this point, OEM systems should strategize their products to reach as wide as possible. Because if they don't, then they don't generate enough revenue and profit. They'll be detrimental for the long-term health of the company. Wolfie says, I don't think OEM system lenses work better with Olympus cameras, but Panasonic lenses also work better with Panasonic cameras because of DFD and F motor in the lenses are more contrast detect optimized. All right. I've used Olympus cameras and Panasonic cameras though, no issue. I don't find any issue. For example, I use the Olympus 25 f1.8 a lot on the GM1. Works flawlessly. I use the 45, so besides the 25, 45 is the second most used on the GM1. But I've also recently used more 17 f1.8 on the GM1. Works perfectly fine. Yeah. But I must say though, the Panasonic lenses on Olympus cameras, some lenses are a bit slower than Panasonic bodies. Some lenses. For example, I'm trying to think of the lenses that are slower. 15 f1.7 was slower than the EM5 Mark III. No, EM1 Mark II. EM1 Mark II. But surprisingly, on EM5 Mark III, it's as fast as a Panasonic camera. So it's also camera dependent. So the 15 1.7, when I use it on the EM1 Mark II, was a bit slower than it is on the EM5 Mark III, which is very interesting. And this problem doesn't exist on Olympus lenses. Yeah. Gary says, Robin, I had not thought about the sensor having much performance for black and white without a bare filter versus monochrome mode on a regular camera. Learn something. Yeah, I mean, because filters will cut information, right? It's like much like the filters you put in front of the lens. Once you remove it, you have more light coming into the sensor, right? Same thing. I mean, same concept. Yeah. Wolfie says, a lack of bare filter, the light is not spread over a guesswork of color and has less noise with from no interpolation. Because not everything is not all the pixels are captured, right? There are some missing pixels that has to be interpolated. Yeah, monochrome cameras have different kinds of metering and shooting experience. That's true. Yeah, good to know. My medical shots made me think I want to go back to black and white. I think mostly black and white films. But having said that, right, I have no issue shooting black and white with color sensor. Like, I know it's not the same, and I understand because I've used the Leica monochrome cameras before, Q2 monochrome, for example, and I can understand the appeal of a monochrome sensor. But even so, I don't mind shooting color and just convert to black and white later. I really don't mind, right? Yeah. Grace says, I like the registration shot in the context of the series as an important part of the story. Yes, and I have a lot of these boring shots as well. I'm just throwing a few to show that these shots are necessary because some photographers, they just want to take nice shots. And that's very dangerous because your clients pay you to document, right? You can't just make all your shots look nice and miss out the important shots. Some important shots are boring shots. You know, you get what I mean? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Wow, there's a lot of comments here. Gary says, probably for the best. I wonder the brain damage I suffered that I was spent inhaling those chemical fumes. Oh my goodness. Gary says, I like how there are little vignettes in the shot of the full gallery. The vignettes, at first, I thought it's the lens problem. So what I did was I used my smartphone to capture the shot. Because smartphone lenses don't really have vignettes, if you realize. Or maybe there's some software correction. There's also vignette. And then I realized it's not the lens problem, it's the lighting. The lighting is so uneven. It's and not only uneven, the lighting is so inconsistent. Man, that gallery needs to improve on the lighting. They have different tones of color. Some is purple, green, magenta. Some is more orange. So because it's so uneven, right? Like the further edges, you'll see it may not be vignetting, but because some light don't hit all the way to the edge, so it gives you the illusion of vignetting. So yeah, it's not really the lens fault. Who says gorgeous pictures, Robin? I would love to be there. I was a drawing artist before. Nice! When I started photography, but I stopped after my trauma, anxiety, and PTSD and hand tremors. I can't hold a pen. I understand. But hey, there's always the different ways to express yourself, right? To do art. And I think photography works for you now. And I hope you continue to do so. And from what I heard from you, you do a lot of macro photography. You take photos of your dog, which I think is rewarding. I've captured photos of dogs running. It's so fun. It's so fun. Yeah. Gary says, the bare filter is not a filter per se. It's an element of sensor that allows color information to be generated from the scene. Really? I thought from the diagram, the light goes through, passes through, become red. Light passes through, become green. Light passes through, become blue, right? So what it does is it separates, let's say you have 10 megapixels, right? 5 megapixels will be dedicated to green. 2 or 3 megapixels will be blue. The other 2 or 3 will be red. And it will be combined, the pixels will be combined to generate color. Red, green, blue, those are primary colors, right? So because each pixel will only be either red, green, or blue, there's a pattern, right? It's not like half of them is green, no. It's like there's a pattern. So each pixel is red, green, blue. So each pixel doesn't contain the full light information because it's already been split to either red, green, or blue. It's been divided if you think of it that way. So let's say a 10 megapixels image sensor, it doesn't give you the true 10 megapixels information because of the Bayer sensor's design. That's from my understanding. That's why Sigma developed their foveon sensor that has layers of filters. That is true filter. Whereas one layer is red, one layer is green, one layer is blue, and each pixel records all red, green, and blue. That's why Sigma's, let's say, a 14 megapixel sensor has a resolution of maybe about 48 megapixels worth of resolution because each pixel contains 3 times more resolution compared to the typical information captured by a Bayer sensor. Yeah. Luffy says, Robin, I just had an idea. What if OMD solutions would offer conversion contra costs for monochrome sensor replacement instead of the entire camera, specific only to one model to keep the cost down? No, I think this is too much work. And to do something to the sensor, it's very dangerous once it's already manufactured, right? Yeah, Gary says, yes, wonderful images. If the artist is wise, they will collect them into a photo book for future reference enjoyment. Yeah. Gary says, I mean the small group of people engaging each other, not vignetting of the image. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, the gallery. At first I thought it was vignetting as well. I was like, wow, this lens is really bad, right? And I was like, wait a minute, I've used this lens before. I don't remember it being that bad, right? Yeah. Gary says, right, you get a full resolution of the sensor, but you do not get the resolution in each color. That's true. All right, let's get to the non-members chat. I'm missing quite a lot. I'll try my best to catch up as fast as I can. All right, there's a lot of you here tonight. Currently, there's 186 people watching. Yeah, so concurrently. So I'll try my best to get to everyone. Anasa says, what about a new 75 f1.8 with weather sealing and better coating? Yes, we need that. But I also don't know which one of them will come. I'm quite sure it will be the f1.8 lenses based on my prediction. But I think it will be the 17, 25, and 45 first. Then the 78, then the 75 f1.8 will come a little bit later. Yeah. Just a channel alright says, hey Robin, sorry it's not a spam, I swear, but I love your content. Can you check your email, please? It is a spam when you ask 3 times. And I've already answered this already. So like I said, please be patient. I have a lot of chat here to go through, if you haven't realized yet. I will get through every single chat. You just have to wait your turn, right? Memorandum says, I am foreseeing a mix between OM1 and OM5. OM5 size, but OM1 features. So the small and compact OM camera with weather sealing. Yeah. We'll see. I think it's... if they really want to come with OM1, I hope they get it right this time. You get what I mean? If it's between OM1 and OM5, then maybe it's OM3, right? We'll see. It's what is predicted by some people already. Soon says, to be honest, I don't see a fit for something in between OM1 and OM5. Yeah, then it'll be OM5 Mark II. Because I really hope, if they want to do OM1, then please get it right this time. Because your flagship is very important. Yeah. Could be something like R3, that OM3, right? That's what everyone is saying. Grad says, OM5 Mark II, do you think OM1 sensor and autofocus would fit the smaller body? Why not? And I think the OM sensor is not even that great to begin with. They need a new sensor, if you ask me. And OM1's autofocus is so bad. They should improve or drastically just get rid of the autofocus algorithm and create a new one. Or just buy it from Sony, please. Just go to Sony. Hey, Sony, we want an autofocus algorithm. Just how much can we pay you for? You know, it's like, come on. Jeff says, hey Robin, everyone. Hey Jeff, how are you? Nice to see you here. Vincent says, hi Robin, I'm delighted that we have some positive news from ON System. My guess is that the new camera is a new OM5 version, or my dream will be a new Pan-F retro design. We focus on maximum revenue. Yeah, hopefully it's the new OM5 version as well, OM5 Mark II. And it's not surprising because like in Europe, they can't sell the OM5 already, right? Because the micro USB problem that's inside the OM5, and now everything that's being sold must have USB-C, right? Yeah. Michael says, I'm waiting on the... I don't understand what that is. Sorry, I can't read your name. It's Andre from Russia. Hi, Andre. How are you? Hoping OM will reinvent micro four threads will add killer features to new cameras that will become a standard over a decade later. Best wishes to you, Robin. Yeah, we need like a trendsetter, right? We need OM Digital Solutions to make a comeback, to lead the industry again, and to show the world how to make mirrorless cameras like they once did with Olympus, right? They were the pioneers, they were the leaders, they were the forefront runner of mirrorless technology or mirrorless revolution. And I think they can do it again. They just need to really know, first listen to the customers, and second, like, hey, come on, don't muck around. Like, you know, seriously, be serious and give us a wow product, right? Yeah. Okopio says, hi Robin, Penang fan here. Hey Okopio, how are you? Nice to see you here. Also, Sam Noop says, will it take some time to change focus points, especially during street photography? What time? Oh, this is not the camera, sorry. So, street photography, right? If it's not already at the center, let's say, okay, it's not already at the center, right? Okay, for example, now, I hope you can see this. Just touch the screen. Whoop, where's the screen? Just touch wherever you want. You move there, you want to move up here, move down here, move left, move right. Just touch the screen. how much time does it take for you to touch the screen? Like, okay, here's the thing. The problem with a lot of people is they look through the viewfinder and they take the time, okay, I'm going to put this at the left. Okay, now I'm going to move the focusing point to the left to where it is. No, that's not how you take a photograph. You look at the scene, I see the cat. I ask myself, where do I want the cat in my frame? Center, left, right. Before I put the camera to my eye, I already moved the focusing point. It's already there. Once it's in my eye, bam. That's how you take a photograph. Like, I don't see... And if you don't want to use the arrow point, there's always the touch screen. And how much time does it take to move the touch screen? Like, seriously. And even when the camera is at your eye, you can use the Touch AF if you have it enabled. If you haven't, please go to my tips and tricks videos on OMD, which I've made there's so many videos of it. Just use your finger to trace the screen to move wherever you want it to be. Like, you want it to be on the left, on the right. Like, how difficult? The problem is, like, you don't know, like, oh, should I put it on the left? Should I put it on the right? Okay, let's put it on the right. Then you move to the right. Oh, let's put it on the left. Of course, that's going to be too slow. So you have to quickly decide, I want this on my left. Go to the left, bam. I want it on the right. Go to the right, bam. Like, be decisive. Don't second guess yourself. Soon says, from a specs and cost perspective, what would differentiate OM1, OM3, and OM5? They'll be way close to sell from specs cost perspective. We don't know anything about OM3 yet. But OM1 and OM5 is very clear. OM1 is flagship, OM5 is not. OM1 has dual cut slots, OM5 does not have dual cut slots. OM1 has magnesium alloy body, OM5 is plastic. So it's already very clear. If you're going to use the camera in a very demanding situation, if you're going to handle the camera in a very rough manner, the magnesium alloy body is going to take a lot more beating than the OM5, right? You'll survive more beating than OM5. The OM1 has dual cut slots. In a lot of my shoots, I use dual cut slots because I shoot both cards so that I have one backup. In case one card fails, I have another backup, right? It's very important to have backups as a professional photographer. If you don't, then you have to start looking into backups. And I can't use the OM5 for my professional shoot because it only has a single cut slot. Yeah. And overall, the OM1 has the latest sensor, latest processor, latest features, latest autofocus, which is not necessarily a good thing because the sensor still has the same performance as the OM5 in terms of dynamic range, high ISO resolution. And it doesn't really have any advantage when it comes to autofocus. It's pretty much the same unless you do bird photography, which I don't. If you're a wildlife photographer, then the OM1 will be superior than the OM5. Other than that, yeah, pretty much the OM1, also the handling, right? The OM1's handling is a lot beefier. It's for like, it's not that much different from the EM1 Mark II because I'm using the OM1 for my stream, so I can't show you. So it's a lot beefier, whereas the OM5 is a lot flatter, a lot smaller, so it's not really as comfortable handling if you want to compare to this EM1 Mark II or the OM1, right? So yeah, the differentiation is very clear between OM1 and OM5, but OM3 we don't know yet, so we have to wait and see, and currently there's no information. All here is just speculation, right? Yeah. Soon says, at least they will somehow cannibalize each other. I don't think so. I think there's a room for another level of camera. We'll just have to see what they're doing. Yeah. Is it going to be more f1.4 Pro lenses? I don't know. At this point, it can be more f1.4 Pro lenses, or it can also be updated f1.8 prime lenses with weather sealing, which is not a bad thing as well. IKL Photography says, I would like to see lens like a Panasonic 1025 f1.7 for OM. Why don't you just buy from Panasonic? I don't understand. Like, what's wrong with that lens? Panasonic makes 10 to 25 f1.7. I think it's an excellent lens. I think it's fast. I think it's bright. And I also think that it's sharp, right? No one complains that the lens is not sharp. Optically, it's a great lens. What's wrong with the lens? Why can't you just buy the lens and use it? Why must it be from OM? It doesn't make sense, right? I would rather OM Digital Solutions do something that currently both themselves and Panasonic do not have. I don't want them to come with lenses that overlap with what they already have and what Panasonic already has. I'd rather they do something that's new, and there's still a lot of gaps in the lens lineup. There's still a lot of things that we don't have yet, right? Why don't they come up with, say, 6mm f2.8 prime lens? That would be great, for example. Or 10 to 40 or 10 to 50 f2. That would be fantastic, right? Or even 12 to 100 f2.8. There's so many lenses they can do. Like, why would they want to go for 1025 f1.7? It just makes zero sense to compete with Panasonic. And they already have this lens which is so excellent, and I don't think they can beat Panasonic. Even if they can, why? It makes zero sense, right? Yeah. Ashikin says, hi Robin. Ashikin's from DXB? What is DXB? Like, I don't understand all these abbreviations, all these short names, shortcuts. Somebody says, yeah, the EPL9 has no microphone. Like, come on, right? Like, they should have microphone. Seems on purpose, but not include microphone input. They should. I remember EM5 Mark II can have extra mic and headphone jack by adding the grip. Yes, they can, but then it should have been directly into the camera without adding anything extra. Because, come on, why should we be paying extra? Why should we be attaching something extra for these features? It makes no sense, right? Somebody says they seem to have some focus on video during the EM5 Mark II days. Yes, EM5 Mark II was made for video, actually, which was ironic and which was also strange because they were trying so hard to justify why we don't need 4K, which was a mistake. If EM5 Mark II had 4K, that camera would have flown. The only thing that held EM5 Mark II back was that it didn't have 4K, which was sad because everything else about the camera was quite good, and during that time, the video features was quite ahead of its time. Yeah. Matthias says, hi Robin. Hey Matthias, how are you? Dave says, someone said that OM Systems should join Panasonic Sigma Alliance. But I think like I was saying, no way, but that makes no sense, right? Because OM System is Micro Four Thirds. I don't think they will join full frame. That will mean that they have to give up the Micro Four Thirds mount and somehow revamp the entire factory assembly to make full frame cameras and lenses. Like whatever they have now, they have to just abandon, which is like a huge loss. And I don't think they can tolerate any more losses, right? Yeah, they don't have that kind of resources to restart over. They just have to be on whatever they already have. Mitso, if I pronounce your name correctly, thank you for your work. Thank you so much. About a year ago, I mentioned to you that OM needed to improve video to stay competitive. At that time, you didn't believe OM needed to focus on video. Thank you for the change. I still didn't say that OM needs to focus on video. I did not say that. What I say is that they must have some basics, right? I didn't say that OM need to surpass or do something like GH7, right? Or put in like, open gate or 4K 120 or, like record raw video internally. Like that's the Panasonic's territory. What I'm saying is that at least, come on, your lower level cameras put in a microphone jack. Your lower level cameras put in face detection autofocus. These are like the basic things that everyone is doing. Sony is doing that, Canon is doing that, Nikon is doing that, Fuji is doing that. Like, why can't you do that? Because you are losing a huge chunk of your pie to everyone else, right? I still don't think OM Digital Solutions should focus on video because if they did it, it's a losing battle. They can't win against Panasonic because Panasonic has the upper hand when it comes to video technology. So let Panasonic do what they do best, the video expertise. The GH7 is an excellent camera if you are a filmmaker, if you're a cinematographer. G9 Mark II has really solid video features as well if you don't need internal RAW recording like the GH7 or having like internal fan, right? GH7 has an internal cooling fan. You don't need that, and G9 Mark II is a solid option. I don't think OM Digital Solutions need to compete with G9 Mark II and GH7, but they need to bring up the features at least being a little bit competitive with what's in the market now. And the low-level cameras will need to catch up as well. That's all I'm saying. I did not change my mind. I did not say OM need to focus on video. I did not say that, right? I need to rewatch this. I didn't say OM need to focus on video. That is a very... You are rewriting what I'm saying. You are like changing the whole narrative of what I said. I don't know whether you misinterpreted what I said earlier or you are just hearing what you want to hear. So either way, I never said that. I think OM should focus on what they're doing now. It's fine, but they should not neglect basic. Matthias says 17 pancake with fast autofocus. We get the 21.7 people over. All right. I hope there's no problem with the stream though, because I have an error message popping up earlier. Anyway, let's get to the members chat. We are a little bit behind, but I'll do my best to catch up. DW says, should we call red, green, or blue photo sites? Pixel is what algorithm makes information from these neighbors photo sites is create. Yes, that's true. Photo site is roughly the same pixel. That's true. I agree with that. Andrew says, hey Robin and all, if OM uses this new Sony 40 megapixels for third sensor, they will make outsiders think about micro four thirds. We all know megapixels isn't really that important, but to the masses, they will see it and go, wow, it's important actually. And to a point where there are some photo agencies that already decline to give some photographers jobs because their cameras don't have at least 24, 25 megapixels. If your cameras don't have that kind of pixel, then you can't, right? And to think about it, even let's say you buy a GH7 or G9 Mark II, which has like 24, 25. If you want to use that camera, it means you cannot crop at all. Like you need to shoot with no room of cropping, right? If you crop 10, 20%, which is very minimal, you get like 20 megapixels, which will not be sufficient to hit the minimum requirement for these photo agencies. So to stay updated to current demands or current requirements for what's today, right? I think, Andrew, they need high resolution and 40 megapixel, maybe a bit too much. I think 30 megapixel, that would be great, but 40 would be amazing. Yeah, Wolfie says, Robin, 2024 has been the best photography year for me. That's amazing. I'm happy for you. I went from 6,000 images to 17,000 edited and capped, and it was macro that was all about for me. I hope you had a good year. I shared my best shots, not macro, but my best shots in the last stream of the year. I think that was on my birthday, on 26th of December. You can check out that stream if you have not done so. I shared all my best photographs from 2024 in that stream. Yeah. Wolfie says, I'm a wildlife photographer and I do macro, including focus stacking and panorama landscapes. Yeah, I already know that. I guess you are telling other people about that. Wolfie says, photography is my life, so that's where I spend most of my time. Awesome. Wolfie says, after some time and practice, you'll find your style and editing will be easier when you have a specific look that you want. Also, workflow improvement will help, but don't rush. There's plenty of time. I agree. Gary says, I have more pictures of my cat now living happily with my son in California than anything else. I guess I need a cat. I take a lot of photos of cats as well. If you haven't realized my a lot of my street photographs that I share, and I think I will always, when I see a cat, I always stop and pet the cat, right? Regardless of whether I take a photograph or not. Yeah. Van says it'll be great for the new OM system camera to have a good mic, open gate, video recording, and film simulation features. No to film simulation features because I think film simulation is a hype, and I think it's something that will just not stick. And I think it's gimmicky. That's the right word, gimmicky. Wolfie says, Robin, do you think OM Digital Solutions would find the finance a successor to the Pen line, not the Pen F? I'll be looking for a compact alternative to the EP7, but I don't like the EPL7 simplistic controls. I guess at this point, they only say one camera is coming, and that camera looks something like this, and that doesn't look like a pan camera, so I wouldn't think anything else would come, but hey, I welcome any surprises, right? And a new EP or EPL, whatever, even EPM, that'll be great, right? So I don't mind. Hera says, hey, that's weird. I didn't have a star when I wrote a good morning message, but now it's back. Good morning again. Good morning to you too, Reina. Andrew says, how could you imagine a 40 megapixel sensor using high-res mode? Yeah, that'll be great. You guys are talking to each other, no worries. Let me catch the non-members chat. We are a little bit behind, but don't worry, I'll do my best to catch up. That's not true. That's not true, Anna. Anna says, monochrome sensor is the opposite of progress in technology. What makes you think that? Because I think monochrome sensor has a lot of advantages, and it can do a lot of things that the normal Bayer color sensor cannot do. Monochrome sensor can produce a more pleasing image. It can produce more resolution technically, and the information that is captured in the sensor is also better in terms of how the gradient from bright to dark, shadow to highlight is a lot more smoother, and the transition is a lot more pleasing and more natural looking. So overall, the images coming out from monochrome sensor, in a way, will look more film-like compared to bare sensor. And the reason why bare sensor don't look very film-like or why it looks too digital is because there's too much interpolation going on, because it can only capture red, green, or blue, and it has to interpret color based on this information. The colors are not real. Whereas the monochrome sensor, it captures as is, black and white, with no additional interpolation or interpretation. It's already there. That's why the images coming out from the black and white sensor, the monochrome sensor, will look a lot more organic and more film-like. Yeah, true. Leica does a fantastic job. And if you have used the Leica monochrome sensor before, like the Q2 monochrome, which I have, you understand. It's not the opposite of progress. It is an alternative to what we already have. And if you are a black and white photographer, you will really appreciate the monochrome sensor. Of course, like, I can't speak for everyone. Some people don't like black and white photography. That's fine. You know, you get to choose what you like. We are all different. Some people prefer to shoot in color. That's great. But if you like black and white photography, if you shoot exclusively black and white photography, there are a lot of amazing photographers or artists that do black and white photography. Right? Salgado is one of them. There's a lot. There's just too many for me to name. Then you understand. When you look at your work, you understand the appeal of black and white. And you know black and white is timeless. Black and white is powerful. And if you remove color from images, black and white can be truly something amazing. It brings a lot. Whether you want to do portrait photography, street photography, or landscape photography, black and white is a powerful medium, right? I understand some people, oh, I don't like black and white. It's too dull. You know, I prefer color. That's fine. It's up to you. But to say that is the opposite of progress, yeah, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that you get to judge it, right? Like when I look at one photographer, I may not like his or her work. I'll think that it's not good. But I will not tell the photographer that, nah, this is bad. You know, it's just my opinion, right? Yeah. Lenny the Land says, OM1R perhaps, as they started the OM1 and brought out the OM1MD. I don't know. We'll see whatever that comes, right? 4 is death in many Asian languages. That's true. Yeah, that's why we're trying to avoid like OM4, for example, or EPL4, right? We have EPL1, EPL2, EPL3, and EPL5. There's no EPL4. We have EP1, EP2, EP3, and then EP5. There's no EP4, right? If you guys remember correctly, all this numbering, right? Yeah. K says, hope the retro camera can do it all, the OM1 Mark 1, at least the retro camera, but also Love Wildlife, if it could be used for both. I'll certainly buy the next EM1X and G9 Mark II. I also think that it's time for them to move out from the wildlife genre, if they can, because they're so boxed in, and that's the cause of them not doing well for the past 3 or 4 years. Whether they want to admit it or not, whether you see it or not, being so niched in such a narrow niche of wildlife, it creates a lot of problem, and it stunted their growth. Because honestly, majority of people out there don't do wildlife. Seriously, yeah. Wonder says, it's because 4 in the traditional Chinese means death. Yes, that's true, that's true. Yeah, let's get to the members chat first. Wolfie says, for that price, I'll still would love to that price. Okay. Gary says, 40 megapixel sensor, I foresee needing more and larger SD cards. Invest in SanDisk. No worries. I think SD cards are not expensive these days, right? Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, is it bigger than a GM1? Has a lot of stuff worth having even alongside the GM. I don't mind being slightly bigger than GM1. Also don't mind being as small as GM1. Like, just give us something compact, something small, something portable, because that's what Micro Four Thirds is all about. Really small, compact cameras that can deliver fantastic results, right? And we want them to go back to the roots. We want them to use this principle, and I think Micro Four Thirds will be great again. Yeah, just don't go too far from this, from the origin, what makes them great in the first place, right? Which says, I have been looking into Pentax Q alternative in Micro Four Thirds since I got the white Pentax Q. It's too much fun using it, but I want a companion to the OM1 and DJI 15. GM1 or GM5? That's your answer. DW says, monochrome sensor has very smooth tone transition, but not really film-like grain. I didn't talk about grain. I never mentioned about grain. I'm just talking about there's a certain quality or look to it that looks like film. Yeah. And I never liked film grain. I hated the film grain. Yeah, monochrome sensor, no need to blend with adjacent photo site. High frequency resolution is much better. That's true. That's true. That's why when the previous person mentioned that it's the opposite of progress, Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah. Andrew says, small and retro, yes, I am there. Yes, me too. Me too. I'll read a few more comments from non-members and then we will dive into the second set of the photographs, the remaining series of the photographs from the earlier set. Dave says, when I buy a new lens, I'll tell you, hey Robin, I just bought a black lens. Okay. Lutz says, does the OM camera work better with OM lenses than Panasonic ones? Some yes, some not. In my experience, both are fully compatible, but you gotta understand a few limitations. One, the Sync IS is not compatible. So if you have image stabilization in Olympus lenses, you use that on Panasonic cameras, you don't have the dual IS. Whereas some Panasonic lenses have image stabilization in the lens. If you use it on Olympus camera, you don't have the 5-axis Sync IS. The dual IS doesn't work. That's number one. Number two, the aperture ring on some of the Panasonic lenses, these lenses work on Panasonic bodies, but if you put it on Olympus cameras, the aperture ring, they do not work. What other things? There are smaller things like software correction in terms of like distortion, chromatic aberration, vignetting correction. It still works. I think they're perfectly fine. The software correction, because the data is in the lens and it's ported over in the RAW file, so your software should be able to recognize it and then automatically correct it. No issue whatsoever. Just that some people claim, and I think this is wrong, but they claim that Panasonic lenses work better on Panasonic bodies because it has this UV filter, whereas Olympus sensors don't have the UV filter. So if you put Panasonic lenses on Olympus cameras, you have this purple fringing, purple flare, purple haze thing happening, which is not true because I've tested Panasonic lenses on Panasonic bodies. I'll be very specific, 12 f1.4 on GH4. I've tested 12 to 60 on G9. I've tested, 8 to 18 as well. I've tested a lot of Panasonic lenses, right? And these lenses, even the 42.5 f1.2 on Panasonic bodies like G9 or GH4 or even GM1 or some of the older camera bodies, the purple thing exists. So the purple problem is nothing to do with whether there's UV filter on the camera body or not. I tested it on Panasonic bodies, the purple problem exists. So yeah. Other than that, autofocus I think is a little bit hit and miss. Some Olympus lenses are slow on Olympus bodies as well. Some Panasonic lenses are also slow on Panasonic bodies as well. So I mean, some lenses are slow because they're slow, nothing to do with camera bodies. Like the older 20 f1.7 is slow on Panasonic bodies and Olympus bodies. It doesn't really matter which body that you use. So yeah. I hope that answers your question. Heinz says, hello from Netherlands. Hey Heinz, how are you? Louis says, Sprite bottle, nice. This one? Yeah. Yeah. Gotta drink some water, hey. Carl says, just realized I haven't said hello. Hello, everyone. Hey, Carl, how are you? Very nice to see you here. Read a few more comments and I'll start the photographs. Will says, I expect updated weather still standard primes start to go with this new body. It would make sense for new OM buyers and current ones. Yeah. I know, right? The current f1.8 lenses, they're so excellent. 17, 25, 45, f1.8. The only thing that's missing is weather sealing. So if they can just update these lenses with weather sealing, it will be fantastic. Lip Gloss Eater says, it would be great if they release a weather sealed version of the 12f2. Yeah. I just feel all the lenses should be updated, right? 12 f2, 17 f1.8, 25 f1.8, 45 f1.8, and 75 f1.8. All this should be updated all across, right? Like they shouldn't skip any of them. But they can't just come up with 5 lenses. Maybe they will, I don't know. Let's see how daring they are, how aggressive they are. But I think 3 will be made first. I think if they will come with 3, it will make sense with 17 f1.8, 25 f1.8, and 45 f1.8. That would be great. The artist looks stoic. Yeah, that's true. Okay, no worries. The one with the red wine, he wears red, right? So the red wine matches it. Dev says, some shots are just necessary, so right for weddings. Yeah, details, right? You got to capture the details because it's a one-in-a-lifetime event and the clients want to remember these details. That's what photography is for. You're capturing things to remember, whether they are fantastic shots or not. Some are boring shots, but they are necessary. You just have to take it, right? Just a channel, alright, says, your gallery photos are really thought out. Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Louis says, they are also sharp. I mean, cameras these days, even in micro four thirds, Canon, Sony, Fuji, you can't take not sharp photos, right? I mean, if you can't, then there's something wrong with you. Especially modern lenses, they are so sharp. Yeah. Luke says, especially those women all left and above. Yeah, no worries. Zotan says, beautiful photos, Robin, and awesome compositions. Thank you so much. Tiago says, it's different for me to see your videos online, but to see all of them offline, time zones. But today I managed to get on time. No worries. And Tiago, welcome to the live stream, and I hope you enjoy the live stream as well. Anna says, it's always great photos, love them. I wish I could capture the moment the way you do. You can. Just be alert. Pay attention to what's happening around you, be constantly aware, and when you see something happen, just click, right? And that's it. It takes practice. It takes a lot of experience being able to react reflexively. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people will second guess what's happening. Sometimes there are shots that you just have to click first and think later, because if you think too much, you're just going to miss it. Yeah, that's my advice. If you see something is about to happen, just be prepared and click. Yeah, click first, think later. Tiago says, greeting from Portugal. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Tiago. And late birthday. Thank you so much. Regarding the new camera, I hope it's a great camera in order to get a lot of sales. So OM System, they have invest in the new flagship. Yeah, maybe it's the new flagship. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. A bear sensor? What is a bear sensor? Ted says, look forward to your live videos every week. Nice work with the photos, like the different angles that you use for the event. Please do more videos on event photography tips. Thanks. No worries. There's more. There's more. That's not all. Let me go to the second set of photographs. All right, let's jump to the photos. So we stop here. So after this is the opening already. That's the gallery manager, or the person in charge of the art gallery. So she's giving the opening speech. I have a lot of photos of her, but I think I just share one because she's not the star of the show. The star of the show is Jonathan, the artist. And of course, when you take photos of people giving speech, it's also important to capture expression, emotion, something that's, like, they are happy to be there. You have to capture the energy, how they connect to the crowd. That's very important, right? So that's Jonathan. And also important to capture the presenter, the person giving the speech, with the crowd, because he's not talking alone, right? You can't just have all the close-up shots of him. You need to have him with the crowd. And sometimes there's no easy way to get this shot. There's no easy way to compose. You just have to compose it. Find a way to frame it in, right? So yeah. And of course, some close-up shots, some shots, wide shots, get a variety of shots. And each shot, like when the person is speaking, maybe capture them in the midst of a gesture, capturing them in the midst of the moment. That would be great, right? And hand gesture again. Use one person in front of me as a foreground to create like a nice layer in front, right? And again, you can see me move to different parts of the room to capture different kind of shots. And I think his talk was only less than 5 minutes. In this 5 minutes, I can capture all this different variety of shots. So here, I'm shooting from the side, capturing him and the crowd on the right of the frame, right? You can see all of that. Okay, and that's the dance, the opening dance, right? The one that they say is very, very low light. I think I got away with ISO 6400. Yeah, so it's not bad. I've done a lot worse with my Micro Four Thirds camera. I've shot in darker situations than this. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I should have just brought my Micro Four Thirds camera. Anyway, so since I already have Nikon, just continue shooting and get the job done. It's a job. I don't have to think too much. Get a shot, make sure the clients are happy, deliver the shots, and get paid. That's it. Don't think too much, right? And build a good relationship after that. So the idea of the dance is that there's a projector on her, and the projector will cast a shadow on the wall. So that's the idea. Yeah, and she will dance on the top floor, the mezzanine floor, and she'll slowly come down to the bottom floor. So here I'm capturing the crowd and her. I don't think there's any elegant way of capturing this. It's just capturing the environment itself to see the crowd enjoying the dance. All right. The dancer's name is Suki, so this is a very dangerous stunt. So yeah, she's putting her head through the gaps between the railing, the metal railing, which is very, very dangerous, but it is art. So, I don't really know how to interpret the dance, but yeah. So there you go. And she's coming down to the lower floor. I have so many shots of this, which I've already delivered to my client. She's coming down to the floor level and then close up. So you shoot shots from far, shoot shots from near. It's important to shoot the shots of her and the background as well, because she's at the exhibition space. Of course, dance, you have to go near as well, right? Yeah, you see, it's not really low light, right? Yeah, so anyways, the job is done. No point wondering what ifs. Yeah, and a lot of this dance, capturing her in motion, which I think kept freezing motion. So I used 1/500th of a speed. Her dance wasn't like too fast. It's not like ballet or some of the very fast moving dance. It's also not exactly very slow. Like if you shoot at 1/200th or 250th, you will not be able to freeze the motion as well. So I think about 1/500 is just fine. If it's any faster, I will need 1/800 or 1/1000, then it'll be a really big challenge. But she wasn't moving violently or very, very fast or very sudden. So 1/500 is just nice. Yeah. I was trying to capture this part and I was hoping that, being a full frame camera at all, I will be able to pull details from the shadow and maybe, like try to balance the dynamic range as I was trying to pull details from the shadow. And I look at the noise, no. And I even tried to clean it with the AI software, no. So much of using a full frame camera, right? You'll think, oh, 2 stops better, high ISO performance, right? No, it did not help. The noise is still very, very, very bad. So I have to like crush the shadow at the back. You can still see like there's people at the back. But if I bring up the shadow, your eyes will bleed looking at it. Or at least some people's eyes will bleed looking at the noise. So yeah. More dance, this time a little bit wider to show the space, the gallery space, the exhibition space, which is very important because it's a collaboration between the artists, right? The dancer and the exhibition space. So yeah, trying to get more moments of the dance. And that's it. This will be the last few shots of Micro Four Thirds. Oops, I think there's some error. Are you guys okay? I think there's some glitch in the software. I can see the error happening. I hope everything is fine. All right. Anyway, I'll just continue. I hope everything is fine. Let me see if there's any comment. The stream froze, right? Yeah, Wolfie, the stream froze, right? I hope everything is okay now. You guys can see me? I think it's okay, right? So anyway, what I'm trying to, the tip that I'm sharing is that to take a nice group photograph, if you can, avoid using wide angle. If you're in a tight space, your back is in the wall, and you know where to go, and you have to fit as many people as possible, yes, use wide angle to get the shot. But if you have space to move, try to use 35 or 50 to get the group shot. Normally, I use the Olympus 17 f1.8 lens or the 25 f1.8 to get a group shot. Like if I were to use my Micro Four Thirds for this shot, I would have used the 25 f1.8 for this shot. It will give me a more flattering look. The proportion will be good. The head is not, like the limbs are not stretched. The people at the sides don't look too fat, right? The head is not too big. The body is not too small. The proportion is flattering. It looks natural. Use longer lenses for group photo. That's a very, very important tip I'm going to share with you guys. Yeah. More shots just around the gallery after the dance. Just the last few shots. Oh, so this happened very suddenly. So I was always inside the house, right, or the gallery space, the exhibition space to capture moments inside. What happened is that's the girl in the middle. That's the dancer. She has changed of clothes already. They had a birthday surprise for her. So a guy brought the cakes, which was already pre-cut, so there's no candle on the cake whatsoever. And everyone is singing happy birthday. So I rushed from inside out just to capture a few shots. And thankfully, I managed to capture this. I really like this shot because you can see there's a girl clapping at the side, right? Because they're clapping happy birthday, and there's a guy clapping at the back as well. You can see the facial expression is very clear, and there's a guy on the right bringing the birthday cake, and then the birthday girl is in the middle, and she looks a little bit shy. That's fine. She's not looking at the camera. That's fine. My job is just to document and not to interfere with that particular moment or scene. So, and there's a last shot of her trying to look away and hide away from all the attention, which I thought was very sweet and very, very lovely as well. So I just captured these quick moments. I was very thankful because I managed to run all the way out to get this moment. Like I said, as a photographer, you need to be agile, you need to be moved very, very quickly. Those are all the shots that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. There's an actual job I did just a few days ago. It was on Saturday. I delivered the shots on Sunday. Or was it Monday? I delivered the shots just a few days ago. I just got these shots. They are fresh. The exhibition is ongoing. If you're in KL, check out Temu House in PJ. Exhibition is running until 19th of January, but the house or the gallery is only open in the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays only. So if you're there, say hi to Jonathan, the artist. You can drop my name. I think he's quite happy with the photographs. At least that's what he told me. I'm very happy to be there. I enjoyed shooting the opening reception for him. All right, let me drink more water. Time check, it's already 8 minutes past midnight. Let me drink water, get some coffee, and then we'll go through the remaining chat. We still have quite a lot of people here. This is amazing. 157 people watching concurrently. Yep. All right, let's get to the chat. I'll go to members first, as always. Let's see. Ruby says, Robin, I got the Pentax SKU because I wanted a pocket all-day carry and I'm having so much fun with it. I adore the colors from Pentax at the base ISO and the high ISO shoot black and white looks amazing. Yeah, but I think I shared all my thoughts in my previous video on the Pentax SKU already, right? So I just feel it's more miss than hit. There's so much more they can do with the Pentax SKU. There's so much missed opportunity there. Ink and Barrel says, I'll be happy with a new reasonably priced weather sealed with clutch based on the OM primes with some improved and updated optics behind on the show today. No worries, Ink and Barrel. I'm just glad that you're here. And I hope that they really do update the compact prime lenses, the f1.8 prime lenses, right, with weather sealing. Gregory says, try as pan push process to ASA 3200. Talk about grain. Added a lot of character. No grain for me. I'm glad with my photographs, minus the grain. I'll be happy with them without the grain. Wolfie says, I would love to see OmniDigital Solutions make the 5200 f2.8 with built-in 1.4 times teleconverter, like the big 150 to 400. That way I can replace my 40 to 150 f2.8 Pro and have no interest in Panasonic 200 f2.8. I think the lens might not be f2.8 constant. It may be f4, it may be f2.8 to f4, because it's like, if you look at a roadmap, it's not a pro level grade lens. It's a mid-tier lens. If I remember correctly, I don't think it's a pro lens. Yeah, so I don't think it'll be a f2.8. Ink and Barrel says there's a lot of it doesn't work FUD when talking between cross compatibility. I use both either direction. All right, FUD. What is FUD? Man, there's a lot of things I don't understand tonight, hey. Sorry. Wolfie says, I was lucky since I was a kid. I was hyper aware of the environment and the people around me. It gave me kind of superpower to follow movement and action and my peripheral vision without looking at. That's good. That will really help in a lot of photography that you do, right? Whether it's street photography, event photography, or wedding photography. There's a lot that you need to be aware of what's around you. Yeah, Wolfie says, it helped me build a more documentary style for my photography. It can be more present in the moment and catch moments in candid nature. Yes. One advantage early in the mirrorless development that Micro Four Thirds had was a very strong performance in low light autofocus. No camera could focus at -5 or -7 except Panasonic Olympus camera. I think Olympus only rated down to -4. It wasn't -7. That's a stretch too far. They rated down to -4, and it's only valid if you use f1.2 lenses. So if you use f1.8, maybe it's down to -3. If you use f2.8, maybe it's down to -2 or -1 at best, not -7. Yeah. Ruby says, the stream froze for a moment. I know, right? I hope it's fine. Yeah. G-Times3 Habitat says, I tuned in late. Do you say the dance shots were with Nikon Z5? Which lens? A mix of different lenses. Most of them were, the close-up shots were 75 f2 TT Artisan. Most of the other shots were 40 f2, and then the super wide shots were 28 f2.8. Yeah. Inga says, what type of event was the lady dancing for? It looks like an art gallery. So it was an opening reception of an art exhibition locally in Malaysia. The place is called Temu House, and the artist is Jonathan Avinesh Victor, the artist for that art gallery exhibition. And for that opening reception, he was collaborating with a contemporary modern dancer, and that dancer did a performance, an interpretative performance based on what she saw at the art gallery. So the dance is a blend into the theme of the art gallery, art exhibition, and it started immediately after the opening speech from Jonathan, the artist. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yep, Wolfie says, it's working okay, but you are losing some frames and you're stuttering a little bit. Let me check the stream. It says it's fine. There's no drop frame whatsoever. So I hope everything is okay now. Ingabro says, nice photos. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Wolfie says, maybe restarting the OM1 might fix the frames dropping. It's not the OM1's problem though. Is it still dropping frames? Yeah, I hope it's not. Yeah, based on the software now, it looks it's fine. Yeah. Okay, I hope it's fine. Hirana says, great series. I love galleries. Thank you so much. Wolfie says, excellent images, Robin. Very composed. I appreciate that you kept all the verticals and horizontals corrected in camera editing. Doesn't matter how. I get irritated by people not fixing it. It was almost for this particular series. It was almost all already quite leveled when I was editing the photograph. I didn't have to do much correction. But it's very important though when you shoot galleries. I don't think the artists or your clients will appreciate things being, you get what I mean, like not perfectly straight, especially for galleries, right? Depends on what you shoot or what kind of things that you're shooting. Is this still dropping frames? Really? Okay, let me just see what happened here. Okay, let's see. It says excellent connection. No issue here. Okay. It says drop frames 0%. So I don't think... Anyway, I'm just going to continue until the end because there's no point for me to restart anything now because we're already more than 2 hours in, right? I just want to read the remaining comments, and as long as we can get through that, then we'll close the stream. It says 0% drop frame though, so I don't know what's happening. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Who says, never mind, I refresh the red page and stop stuttering and dropping frames. No worries. Fear of uncertainty? Doubt? Normally unfounded, but word of mouth makes it grow. Okay, I've never heard of that. Learned something new today, Ingham Barrow. Mika says, I have been waiting for OM Digital Solutions to announce a smaller everyday carry camera. I got impatient and bought the Deluxe 8. Now this OM announcement has me wondering if I should have kept waiting. First of all, the Deluxe 8 is not really a new camera. It's just a rehash from Panasonic LX100 Mark II. So that camera itself, I'm not going to talk a lot about that because it's just a rebatch of another camera, right? Whereas the OM's camera, I hope it's not a rebatch or like a minor update of whatever they have. I hope it's a new camera. So let's hope for the best. Yeah. DW says, I find Olympus noise is more like a film grain that makes it less disturbing. Okay. I've never had issues with my Olympus cameras high ISO noise. I never had any problem at all. Mika says the Deluxe is still my macro photo sensor, so I don't feel like I'm cheating too bad. No worries. G3 Habitat says you might have already covered this, but I just opened the micro photos rumor and Olympus Malaysia posted a teaser of the new camera. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. This one, right? Yeah, we talked about this already earlier. Gary says, I'm not seeing any anomalies in Texas. That's good, that's good. So maybe it's just internet connection, right? But there was some error in my software earlier. And that maybe it happened for that few seconds. But then I saw it also automatically reconnected after that. So I hope everything is fine. Yeah, let's get back to the non-members chat. I'm a bit behind, but I'll do my best to catch up. Anthony says, if ON System brought out a new high-end camera with 28 megapixels of resolution, with that, will that wow you? Depends on how the sensor performs, right? If they can maintain or at least have some improvement in terms of dynamic range, maybe just half a stop, better high ISO, but with high resolution, 28, 30 megapixels, I'll buy the camera immediately. Yeah. Zij Gabor? I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. What if OM puts out a retro-looking full frame? No full frame. OM Digital Solutions has already committed to Micro Four Thirds. So for a lot of people hoping or fantasizing OM Digital Solutions to have a full frame camera, that's not going to happen. All right. So I don't know how to tell you guys this. They are already invested in Micro Four Thirds. If they want to go full frame, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They should have when they when they were carved out from imaging business, but it's been what, 4 years now? OM Digital Solutions is operating as a business, and by now, if they want to jump into full frame, it's suicide. They're gonna kill themselves doing this if they do that. You guys are tweeting each other, no worries. All right. Yep. You guys are tweeting each other again about photo editing with Woofy, no worries. Tate says, give us a Pen F Mark II and OM5 Mark II. Thanks for explaining how to take a photo. No worries. Yeah, maybe that teaser photo is for the OM5 Mark II, the reflection. Maybe it is. We don't know, right? Ted says, be decisive, people. Yeah. Michael says, which Olympus camera has the best color straight out of the camera, OND and OM generation? I thought they all have about the same color. I have no problem, right? Like, I'm still using my EM1 Mark II. I love the color. I used EM1 before. I know there's some slight color variation between EM1 and EM1 Mark II. I think EM1 Mark II and EM1 Mark III is basically the same. When I move to OM1, the color is, even if there's some variation, is the same to me. Yeah. Juliet says, I mean, sometimes tell my cat and dog randomly during the day, let's do this. Silly, but it makes me smile. Oh my goodness. That's scary. And Anthony says, OM1 Mark II with 150 to 600. I have shared photos of ducks that have taken a Rob Track YouTube channel. So far, I'm very impressed with my new camera. Awesome. I'm happy for you. Lutz says, do you think Panasonic and Olympus corporate plan which lenses they release? No, they don't. They have very little collaboration. If they did, all these incompatibility problems would not have existed in the first place, right? Like the image stabilization incompatibility, the aperture ring, what's up with that, right? So I don't think they do, yeah. Okay, just a channel alright says, sorry it bothered you. I didn't know Robin couldn't even celebrate his birthday, yeah. No worries, no worries. I do what I can. Lutz says, need a cat, that is. Alright, it didn't bother me, but I wanted to tell you the answer in case you missed it. Okay. And then it says, I'm impressed with the low light capability of my new camera, considering it says micro four thirds sensor on the OM1 Mark II. But why are you impressed though? It has exactly the same low light performance as a camera from Olympus 7-8 years ago, from 2016, right? The coming to 9 years now, the EM1 Mark II is exactly the same performance. So if you're impressed now, you should have been impressed, even more impressed, like 8 years ago. So yeah. Cute Maxi says, do you think we will get an updated OM10? I don't know, hey. I don't know. So I hope that we will get something like that. I hope so. Yeah. SMC, my guess about the new camera is a lower to medium end body that may not be weather sealed like the OM10 Pan F or new retro body. In the press release, it hints that it is for daily life. What press release? I don't see any press release though. Oh, I see the announcement was it's not even an announcement, it's a New Year's greeting, a New Year message from the CEO put out on the website. It's not a press release, right? They didn't send any of these messages out to the media or anything. Yeah. Dave says, that's what is happening on the full frame market. Every third-party brand makes the same 35 f1.8. True, that's true. Anthony says, I'm more pleased with the autofocus on my OM1 Mark II. I'm happy for you that it works for you. Yeah, from my understanding, for a lot of people who have tested it, it hasn't fixed the issue that I've complained in the first place, right? Poor autofocus, whether it's CAF or SAF, in low contrast, low light situations. The problems still persist, and I hope they fix them in whatever new camera that they'll be coming up next. Lutz says, I found the GS80 for $150. Congratulations, that's a great buy. My G1 can't stream, and internal battery dead, so I have to set date and time after charging. Chat, should I do it? I don't understand the question. But yeah, I mean, any cameras, after some time, the internal battery would die. So I don't even care about the day and time anymore. I just leave it to whatever default that is, and I'll just readjust the batch of the photographs later in my photo editing software, right? Edgar says, hi Robin, I agree that I do not need to have very good video, but 6K or 8K, 30 frames per second recording in a flagship camera. Yeah, just leave it to Panasonic. Let them sort out the video. Yeah, because if they're trying to compete, they will lose. Then why compete in the first place? Why don't you focus on your own strength, things that you do really, really well, right? And there are still a lot of photographers out there, and there are a lot of photographers that need basic video features. We don't need top-of-the-line, flagship-level video features. And you can target these photographers like myself. I don't need 8K to shoot my YouTube video. My computer may not even be able to open and run and edit 8K video, right? So that's, to me, is unnecessary. That's a problem. And I don't want to update my computer just for the new camera, and that's going to add up the cost to my business, which is not a good thing, right? So give us some basic features, but at least the features have to be competitive, like at least it has some standard, right? The current industry, yeah. Cute message says, oh, you guys are talking to each other. No worries. No worries. Just keep putting up your comments. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Anna says, well, thank you so much for explaining the monochrome sensor. I wasn't aware of this. Very interesting. No worries. I share as much as I can. Pentagram says, Robin, when it comes to telephoto, I hope they will release 50 to 200 f2.8 instead of f4. As I like compactness, the light gives more capacity. I don't think it will weigh more than 1.15 kilos. I don't really know what they're doing with the lenses design these days. It seems like the lenses are getting bigger and heavier and more expensive. But if there's a 50-200 f2.8, that will be great. But I think it's also an overlap to the 40 to 150. That 50 millimeters extra reach is not like a big, huge difference. So I think it'll make more difference if they really do like 50 to 250 f2.8. That will make more sense. Yeah. You guys are talking to each other, no worries. All right. Guzman says, hello from Uruguay. Hello to you too. How are you? Nice to see you here. QMSC says, yeah, I can only dream, no worries. Q7 is a beautiful camera. Yep, no worries. Mark says, we'd love to see image stabilization on new lenses. Depends though. If it's like a 300 or longer lens, let's say they come out with a 400 prime lens, or the 50-250 lens, the telephoto lens, then image stabilization makes sense. But if they come out with, say, 6mm f2.8 or 30 f2.8, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing numbers, or something like, let's say, 14 f1.8, for example. Let's say Olympus comes with 14 f1.8. You don't need image stabilization in the lens. The image stabilization will cause a few problems. Number one, the lens will be bigger and heavier. Number two, it's going to be more expensive. And at 14, have you tried the 5-axis image stabilization on Olympus bodies? Maybe not even 14. Go longer. Try 40-150. Zoom all the way to 150. If you don't have the f2.8 version, you can use the R version, the f4 to 5.6 version. Zoom under 150. Use EM1, Mark II, Mark III, EM1X, or OM1 if you have. Try the image stabilization. Go down, shoot at night, go out. Fix your ISO at low, ISO 200, ISO 400. Go down to 1/20th, 1/30th of a second. If I can shoot handheld 150 millimeters, that's 300 equivalent, at 1/30th of a second, I don't need image stabilization in the lens. Yes, it's going to make it better. I'm not saying it's not. But making it better will also cost more and make the lens bigger. I don't want the lens to be big. I want the lens to be small. I don't want the lens to be expensive. I want it to be, if it's 20% lower in cost, I will take that. And if it's a wide angle lens, say 14 millimeters f1.8 or 30 f1.4, for example, let's say Olympus or OM System come up with that, I don't want image stabilization in the lens. The camera body is already doing such a fantastic job, right? So it's going to be redundant. And don't tell me like, oh, the dual axis. No, just no. Like if you really push the image stabilization, if you have really pushed it, you understand that it's not necessary. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cute Maxi. Thank you so much, Tate, for the kind words. Yep. Viper Gamoga says, for a moment, the stream is okay now. Yes, I hope it's okay. Viper Gamoga says, beautiful photos. You captured the moment. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pucho says, hello from New York City. Love the way you present and organize your photos. It's like the shortlist for a film. Do you shoot PA, S&M? Which drive? For this, actually, I use different modes for different jobs. For this particular job, it was aperture priority. And the shot, except for the dance shots. The dance shots was shot at manual, full manual. So I fixed aperture the widest, and I fixed the shutter speed to 1/500, and I float my ISO as necessary to make sure the photograph is not underexposed. So I just adjust one setting, which is the ISO number, as necessary. Whereas the non-dance shot, I just use aperture priority, and the shutter speed minimum is 1/200, just to make sure that the slight movement is not blurred. And I change my settings all the time. I don't fix with one setting, but this particular job, most of them, the non-dance shots were aperture priority. The dance shots were full manual, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let's get to the members chat. Luffy says, Robin, I will appreciate your opinion. I'm hanging between Panasonic GX850 and GF10 and Olympus EP7 for pocket setup. I have the 51.7, but which lens would you recommend for compactness? Ooh, if you don't have the 14 f2.5, if you don't mind spending a bit more money, I don't know, here in Malaysia, we can find the 14 f2.5 for like less than $100, like maybe $80 or something. That lens is really compact. And actually, that's my next coming video next Monday. The 14 f2.5. If you can find one, that will be super, super, super compact. Hufi says, I'm thinking of getting 20 f1.7, not as compact as 14, 30 f2.8 and 45 f1.8. All right, looking for a more intimate focal length for street portraits. Yeah, either Panasonic 42.5 f1.7 or Olympus 45 f1.8. But if you want really, really small, the Olympus 45 f1.8 is much smaller than the Panasonic lens. But a lot of people say the Panasonic is better, it's sharper at the edges, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I use my Olympus lens. I shot so many photographs I delivered to my clients. Nobody ever complained. It has made me the most money over the years. It's the Olympus 45 f1.8. And I figure I'm so happy already with it. Like, if there's anything better, who cares? So yeah, you can go for 45 f1.8, 20 f1.7. But think about the 14 f2.5. I know it's an overlap or it's too close to the 15. But if you want compactness, if that matters to you, the 14 f2.5. Yeah, think about that. DW says, I saw a 3D lens from Panasonic. It can't even work on the Olympus. Yeah. That I will not comment because I don't even understand how that 3D lens work. GSM300 says, the new camera better have a face detection autofocus. We don't need a Nerf mid-range camera. Gives the top end in a fun body and I'm back in Micro Four Thirds. Yes, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. We need the low-level cameras to have like at least some of the newer features or updated specifications, right? Including the face detection autofocus. Andrew says, I don't think they will nerf much. OM isn't Canon. Oh, they nerf a lot. A lot. Like, seriously. Man, Wolfie says, oh, you guys are talking to each other? No worries. Wolfie says, Olympus OM systems doesn't nerf cameras. They do. They just use auto sensors and limit features to specific lines to the product stack. That's nerfing, right? Not using the latest features, not using the latest sensor. It's also nerfing, right? Yeah. Who says compared to Sony and Canon. G3 Habitat says when Pan F came out, they needed to give it to the whole EM1 guts, but they didn't. Sony's new camera needs all the latest chocolate. I like how you connect that with food. Inga Barrow says even the GH7 doesn't do 6K or 8K. Highest is OpenGate 5.8K, I think. But the handling of the GH7 is awesome. 6K or 8K isn't really what you need unless that's a Netflix certification. You don't need 5.8K, you don't need OpenGate, you don't need all this crazy stuff. I don't even need to shoot in log format or like 10-bit video or in all this crazy stuff, right? The basics. Microphone input. All the low-level Olympus cameras don't even have it. Microphone input, that's the most basic, right? Face detection autofocus, they don't even have that. Whereas if you look at Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, the lowest level camera, they have face detection autofocus for nice autofocus tracking or human eye detection. They have microphone input. Some of them have image stabilization and they already win. And they cost so much lower. And for Panasonic and OM system to get all these features, to get all these full set of features, you have to go flagship like GH7, G9 Mark II, OM1, or even OM5. OM5 is also not really that great. I mean, come on, like, why can't we have lower level cameras with all these features where everyone else have it? And don't they see it? Like, don't Panasonic see it? They're losing a huge chunk of the business because of this decision, right? Yeah. Ian Barrow says, Netflix is not for OM. Let's get back on the street. Zimi says, I'm testing the G9 Mark II at the moment. I find that 25 megapixels is really nice, although I'm not a high megapixel chaser. Yeah, okay. That's good. Wolfie says, I'm interested in Panasonic G9 Mark II too because I need one specific kind of image. OM1 doesn't do good enough. The continuous autofocus and subject detection for dogs running and playing. G9 Mark II is my last hope. Yeah. To think that the Z5 is doing better than OM1 in the human face and eye detection, right? It pains me to say the Z5 is an entry-level camera from Nikon from so many years ago and it's beating what OM1 can do. Zimi says, that's interesting, really appreciate your input. Didn't test the GH7, the body seems too big for me. I should like the specs coming from the photo, no worries. DW says, 14.2.5 is the only Micro Four Thirds Prime. I need the image is not good enough. Yeah. The image quality, there's some compromise, I'm not gonna lie, but if compactness is what you look for, it's smaller than the kit lens, right? Yeah, and its quality is actually better than the kit lens. It's not as good as, say, 15 1.7, I gotta admit, but it's still very good. If you say thanks, Robin, I'll get the 14 f2.5, not for the size, but I can get it for 80 pounds. That's great. The best for street infrared photography. I'll get back the 45 f1.8. Yeah, 45 f1.8 is like my bread and butter lens. I cannot live without that lens. That's like my must-have lens. David G says, I hope the lens update will eventually include a 20 f1.8 pancake. Okay, I don't think 17 is a good replacement for 20. All right. Here's the thing. They already have 20 f1.4, right? So I think they might release something that's not at 20. If I were OM Digital Solutions, if I look at my lens lineup, my portfolio, I already have a 20mm prime lens. Do I want to release another 20 to fight my 20mm prime lens? And not to mention, it's also going to compete with Panasonic's 20 f1.7 pancake. Yeah, at this moment, I think diversifying and closing the gaps of the lenses is more important than releasing things that's already available and having a redundancy, right? Yeah. Ted says, good job on the documenting gallery event. Love the colors. No worries. I think the colors could be better. The gallery lights. It's me complaining as a photographer. It's not consistent. Like some parts are a bit orange, some parts are purple, some parts are green. I had a hard time balancing the colors. But anyways, thanks for the nice comment. Lut says, I have to update the stream like 4 times. Each time the stream jumps back 20 seconds. So now I'm over a minute behind. Oh, no worries, no worries. I think there's something wrong with the internet connection, not from my end though, because I have 0% drop frame. Connection is excellent, so it could be on your end. Some people already say that the stream is fine at where they are. So Mikael says, stream is perfect in Belgium, so there you go, right? Luke says, stream is perfect now, not when Wolfie rolled it though. So there was a part where it stutters, I understand. I also see the error message on my OBS software, so I hope it's fixed now. And yeah, and thanks for the update, Eric. Eric says, stream is fine from France. Thank you so much. Anthony says, coming from using EM1 for the past 10-12 years, the biggest improvement in my new camera is autofocus and high ISO. But the autofocus and high ISO is also improved the EM1 Mark II. Like, I would rather use EM1 Mark II for my jobs than OM1. I'm telling the truth, right? OM1 is my backup camera. We have a super chat. Thank you so much, Vic, for the contribution. Really appreciate the support. Get some coffee. Yes, I should drink some coffee. Thanks for the reminder, Vic. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And let's see. Let's get to the members chat. G3 Habitat says, got an EP7 because it's cute, but seriously now in 2021, this camera comes out without face detection. It's terrible. I agree with you. The face detect will work, but like 20% of the time. It's so bad, right? And the face detect will only work effectively if there's a face detection autofocus. Yeah. Jason, catch up with you on Saturday. So yeah, one of the people that I'm celebrating my birthday with this Saturday is Jason, who is also a member of this channel. Thank you so much, Jason, and I look forward to our dinner this Saturday night. Really, really appreciate the friendship that we've had over the years. I'm so sorry I had to postpone this until this late. It's my fault. I've been so busy. I haven't even told you, right, why I'm so busy. I'll explain this Saturday, like, seriously. Movie says, Robin, my original plan for the Pandetsky was to photograph details features on the moon because of the 5x crop to get a 2750mm reach with a 500mm manual lens instead of a telescope. All right, that'll be interesting to see. Yep, that'll be cool. Let me get to the non-members chat. I think we are almost there. I almost got caught up with the comments already. Bruce says, I am super late to the party. No worries. We are almost coming to an end already. I take this opportunity to say when I watch your videos, made fires back, I can't imagine how much more confident you are in videos now. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I know, right? And that's the thing I want to tell a lot of people as well. Whether you're making a YouTube video or you're doing photography or doing anything like starting off a business or any ventures in your life, it takes time to improve. You don't just become good at what you do overnight, right? Even like you want to play sports, it takes time to build confidence. It takes time to achieve certain skills. So consistency is very important. Just keep doing it until you get better. And that improvement, you may not see it now, but it gets better over time. And yeah, looking back 5 years, my videos 5 years ago, I cringe at them because like I can't believe I was like that back then, right? But I cannot get here without that, right? So I just have to do it, even though I know I'm not good at it. I just have to do it, and I just have to trust the process that I'll improve and get better over time. And we just have to keep putting in the work, stay persistent, and just keep grinding until we get to where we want to be, where we are comfortable at where our level, our skill set, and hopefully we achieve our goal, right? But it can't happen just like that. It takes time and a lot of effort and perseverance, right? So that's the main message here. Juliet says, I think whatever OM releases, it will appeal to somebody, but for long-term Olympus shooters yearning for a great street camera, I hope it's something we'll love to have that great opportunity. I know, right? Like, you can try to appeal to the crowd, but you still don't neglect your fan base, right? That's what you're saying, Juliet. I agree with you. Vic says, what did I miss? What's the verdict on the next Micro Four Thirds camera? Now, there's no verdict. It's just predictions at the moment. It's all speculation. And from the announcement, we know that a new camera is coming, some compact prime lenses, and a telephoto lens by the end of the year. The compact prime lenses, I personally think that it's updated f1.8 lenses, 17, 25, 45, with wider ceiling. As for the new camera, we have a teaser photograph here. Based on the reflection, don't look at the top photograph. Top photograph is OM1 film camera, but the reflection, it could be an OM5 Mark II, it could be an OM3, it could be something, I don't know. But we know that it has a silver variant. And I think this announcement will happen very, very soon because they put out this teaser like just now. They've taken it down, so it means that this probably will come out in a week or maybe in a few days, or maybe by February, I don't know. But we'll see. I think the camera is coming very, very soon. I'm very excited for it. Yeah. Luke says, for Robin, it wasn't even a question if I should buy the GS80. No worries. You guys are twinning each other, no worries. Keep on doing that. Ingeborg says, oddly, the two Panasonic phase detection autofocus camera appear to have DFD for single autofocus. The phase detection otherwise, or at least some discussion I've had with users, DFD actually is nice in some cases. If it works, right? It's just that the DFD is currently not good enough for continuous autofocus tracking. And for video especially, there's a lot of pauses going on. A lot of people complain about that, and it doesn't stick to the face. I've tried using the G9 or GH5 for video, and it was so bad, it misses my face so much that it's so annoying. Yeah, I just decided, no, this is not for me, right? Wolfie says, but now I'm having so much fun, I'm thinking of getting, at some point, a Pentax Q7 as well. 1545 zoom and fisheye lens from a special doggy project. Aww, that's nice, building a nice collection for the Q system. And I don't remember if I mentioned before, but I have a special project for 2025 to photograph doggies' noses using a fisheye lens, if they let me to boop their nose with my finger. Ah, that's so nice. I thought you said you're going to let them boop your lens, not your finger, your lens, right? That's how you're going to use a fisheye lens. Wolfie says, I want to do a print zine series of this adventure. That would be so cool. I hope it happens, and please make it happen. Jason says, so many paid members online, nice to see so many supported subscribers. No worries. Some growth, right, Jason? Some progress, right? I'm not doing so bad. Oh my goodness. Reina says, longing out early to dream of a new camera and nasi ayam. Good night, everyone. Good night, Robin. Thank you so much for being here, Reina, and have a sweet dream. Tomato says, you guys are twin each other, no worries. That's great. Just a few more comments and we'll wrap for the night. Rar Photography says, service from Austria. I guess that's hello. Hi to you too. Thanks for joining in. We are about to end the stream already. O'Neill says, what do you think about the color science between different brands? I really like Olympus and Panasonic colors. It's the one main reason I shoot Micro Four Thirds. I work with Olympus colors, so I generally quite like Olympus colors. Generally, I think if I were to choose a brand just for color, it'll be Canon. Canon will be the top pick. I quite like Pentax colors as well, just that Pentax is not doing anything mainstream. I can't just buy a Pentax camera to do a photography job. But Canon, I can, because they have a full mirrorless system, and their R mount system is actually very, very capable. So if I were to pick purely on color science, Canon. After Canon, not much. Nikon, I'm warming up to it. I still don't quite like Nikon colors. Fuji, blah. Fuji is like the worst. Who else? Sony's getting better. Like 8 years ago, the colors are really bad, but they've improved over time. I don't hate Sony colors anymore. I've seen some Sony newer cameras. They are getting better and better. Not as good as Canon, not as good as Olympus, but they are getting better. I'm okay working with Sony colors. Fuji, no. That's like at the bottom part of my list. Panasonic, I haven't seen the latest cameras. So the G9 Mark II and GH7, I haven't seen, but I hated G9 and GH5 colors. It's so bad. No. Terry says, maybe the fast primes are telephotos. I don't think so. Yeah. We'll see. Flip or tilt? Tilt for photography, flip for video. Yeah. Cute Messi says, do you think we'll get a new OM10? Maybe. I don't know. We'll just have to see, right? Mark says, all Panasonic autofocus is better than the Fuji X100 Mark 6. Yeah, I know, right? Wolfie says, Panax colors are just insanely good. I know the colors of the Panax K7. I agree. I love my Panax K01's color, but they don't have a strong enough system for me to deliver my jobs or to do a jobs that I can deliver to my clients, right? Like, come on, the autofocus is so 20 years ago, and everything else in the camera in terms of features and everything is just not up to date to what we have today, right? So yeah, Mark says, thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. Yeah, Rebirth says, I'm okay with both OM and Panasonic. No worries. We have caught up with the comments finally, and time check is 16 minutes to 1. We have a little bit of overtime today. No worries. I probably shouldn't be drinking any more coffee. I want to sleep after this. We'll call it a night. So thank you so much for staying until the end. I know we don't have a definitive answer. Of course, we don't have. Currently, it's just all rumors and speculations about what's coming from OM Digital Solutions. We are, of course, hoping for the best. I do want Micro Four Thirds to thrive. I do want OM Digital Solutions to be in a good spot. I hope they are growing in business. I want them to be able to sell the cameras, come up with products that can wow not just us, Micro Four Thirds fans, but also general public as well. So hopefully whatever cameras and lenses that are bringing out this year, we'll be able to fulfill that, whether it's OM1 Mark III or OM3 or OM5 Mark II. It doesn't really matter, but it seems like it'll be OM3 or OM5 Mark II. We'll see, or maybe OM10. Hopefully it'll be able to hit the sweet spot of targeting new users, bringing them to Micro Four Thirds, and also wow us, and I personally would love to support them as well. Hopefully it has the features that we need. Hopefully it has a new image sensor as well, better autofocus. Hopefully this will be the wow product that we'll be waiting for. Having said that, I hope you guys have a great time in this stream. I hope you've enjoyed spending the time chatting with me. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the photographs that I've shared. If you do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee or join as a member, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal or buy anything from my affiliate links. All the links in the description below. Any support, any contribution will go a long way. So thank you so much. And yeah, I really appreciate you. We'll have another live stream next week, and I'll see you guys. Until then, please go out and take more photographs. Stay safe. Bye-bye.